Okay, and we are live, people. Before I get into anything, I just want to let you know that I apologize for not getting. I was tweeting out that I was going to be doing this earlier this week, a couple times. Unfortunately, shit happened. One of the days I was feeling under the weather. I had a migraine headache and stuff, so it just didn't happen. So we're going to do it tonight. We have some guests. Hopefully, they'll be showing up a little later on. They were expecting to do this, like I said, during the week. So, but we do have one main member here. But here we go with that shit again. That usually always comes, which is Fatal Mephisto. So, before we get into anything, introduce yourself, which I know they know who you are anyway. But introduce yourself, and we'll get started.
All right, yo, what's up, everyone? You guys know me all too well. I'm your boy, Fatal Mephisto. As always, I'm always glad to be here on your podcast. I know how much you hate me saying that, but I'm going to say it anyways. But no, awesome. Glad to be here, man. Got some shit that I want to talk about with you here, too, as well. So,
okay. As long as this phone don't go dead.
It's all, yeah, hopefully.
Okay.
We're still at 28%, so we're still good.
Okay. So let me see who we got in the chat right now. Koi Kai, welcome. El Matador, Playbox, thank you for coming by. Appreciate it. Now, Spider-Man came out. We got some new game announcements this week, and September is turning out to be the best month ever for gaming lately. Okay, this month has been crammed with releases, demos, and announcements. But I'll save that for your own interpretation, people. That's my interpretation. I'll save it for you have your own. Today I want to tackle an old age narrative and challenge the people who use the age old narrative. Okay. So let's get straight to it. This is going to be the first one, okay? Then we'll get back into the gaming stuff, okay? All right. Just to start it off, I'm tired of people handing the Xbox participation awards. Listen, I didn't even say that right. Participation awards when the Xbox division has failed this product, okay? The age-old narrative is that competition gives us a better product. Did you understand that, people? Competition gives us a better product, okay? And while I feel 100% that Sony has no competition whatsoever at this point, you think the world, oh my God. Now you know why I wasn't doing this during the week, okay? You think this would at least motivate the Xbox division to at least try a little harder, but as we can see, it hasn't, okay? Now, I know they said, I heard somebody say, Greenberg or somebody said, that they're not in competition with nobody. Well, that's why you're not going to go nowhere, because you always need good competition in this world, no matter what it is. It could be a car, the housing market, anything, shoes. There's always competition to make something better than somebody else, okay? And to have that competition so people come to you, okay? Yeah, you could have hardware, but if you ain't got nothing to use with that hardware is useless. Okay, so with that being said, to me, this is a vision of gaming who thinks multiplats are actually capable of establishing a product's identity. Like I was just saying, okay? This is a division of gaming who, in my honest opinion, okay, are hiding behind multiplats simply because the Xbox division and the execs have no idea how to make franchises of their own. Once again, this is my opinion, okay? And if you look it up, it's actually facts. You don't have to look it up. Just see what they're doing, okay? They say they're opening shit and they're opening studios and doing all this shit, but we ain't seeing nothing. So, to me,
and
this
you won't
is
until next generation.
Mm-hmm. If then, okay, this is a division of gaming who's trying to tell the consumer, that's us guys, that the best place to play multiplat is on the Xbox One X. Why? Give us a good reason. And I don't want to hear about your specs and doing all that shit. Take that and shove it up your ass, okay? Even though your average consumer will purchase their games for the cheapest and most popular option available. That's what consumers do, okay? So with what I just said, they need to rethink their strategies. Stay off Twitter, stay out of chats, get in that, on an oval office such as you got over there. It's probably a square office because you guys act like squares, but it's probably a square office. Get in there and do some work. Seriously. Okay. Okay. And what about the games? Okay. I know they got games. Yeah, they got a lot of multiplats. And yeah, we got Halo, Gears, and Forza. We know that. Okay. We know that. So let's just stop it. Okay. It seems like the Xbox division had the right idea when this generation began. Okay. And soon after those launch titles dropped, so did everyone's faith in the Xbox division. A lot of people that I've spoken to, anyway, except for those bots who really don't play it. They just buy the hardware. To them, they're still all the way up on the totem pole. You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
I call those people douche nuggets.
Yeah, right? And now I'm bringing and the reason I'm bringing this up, okay, because Aaron Greenberg said that Xbox division didn't need Crackdown 3 this year because of all the AAA content this holiday. That shit's funny to me.
Honestly, he's technically not lying though, because even Phil himself said it too as well in that interview that I keep alluding to.
Okay,
where he basically said there's too many fucking hard heavy hitters coming out this holiday season though.
Okay,
especially with Red Dead 2 coming out.
Okay, but here we go. I was just getting there. All these AAA contents like Red Dead Redemption 2 and Battlefield 5, which also happen to be multiplats. They're not exclusive. They are multiplats. Okay? That's what I'm trying to say. I was you brought that game out, but they're multiplats. I'm talking about exclusive. That'd be a multiplat can be a AAA game, but if it's a multiplat, it's not what is going to make somebody buy your console if they don't have one already for a multiplat if they own a PlayStation already. That's my point.
And you're right, but at the same time, Crackdown is not going to move units either because Crackdown is not a big IP like that, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the thing of it is, what I'm saying is though, is that like if they did release Crackdown, like during like the heavy hitters and whatever the case would be, that game will get overlooked by all Xbox people because they're going to want to play like their Battlefields, their CODs, and especially on Xbox because those are dude bros. That's all they play. So Crackdown would get effectively ignored. The only people that would play Crackdown, people that like that just fuck with Game Pass, like myself and shit like that. Whereas if they release it on its own, like in a month where like there's barely nothing coming out, then there might be something that Xbox people, hey, you know what? There's nothing else to play. All right, you know what? I'll snag Crackdown 3. That kind of shit like that.
But this is the thing, Bear. This man pretty much came out and said, okay, nothing would that. How do you say it? I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. He said nothing we have at Xbox can ever compete, and I get it. Okay, games like Call of Duty are huge. Red Dead Redemption, I know will sell a lot. Okay, but this man basically said Xbox games not even going to be on the radar. Like they're way off the radar. Like they're better than everybody else. Now remember, Xbox, it's Xbox. Okay, you were all bragging about Crackdown 3 being a huge game. Okay, you Xbox were doing that. Okay, remember that. Okay, now, but again, back to the competition making a better product with Aaron Greenberg saying stuff like that. Okay, these are the exact reasons no one's buying an Xbox. Gamers this gen want the whole package. It's simple. Okay, the basic rules of traditional gaming, a product identity that entices the consumer to value their product, and all the rest falls into place. It actually does. In my opinion, it doesn't matter when Crackdown 3 comes out. It doesn't. Okay. The game will be like all the other Xbox One games that Xbox fanboys only use for bragging rights. I don't think they're going to support. I think they're just going to use it for bragging rights. I'm talking about the Xbox, okay? Not the people who actually play the console. So remember that. So people who are in here, and if you play your Xbox and you're not a bot out there doing dumb shit and actually playing your games, this is not for you, okay? I hope, I just hope in them 5 years that these bots been waiting that it was worth the wait. Honestly, I really do. So I'm going to leave it open to Fatal right now and ask him what is his thoughts on how competition has not benefited the Xbox division, and Aaron Greenberg's statements. Go ahead, Fatal.
All right. Okay, so I just want to throw this out there just to kind of give a little bit of context on what I'm going to say. Okay, so if we take a moment here to rewind time. Now here where I'm going before anybody in the chat or anybody on here decides to berate me. But if we go ahead and rewind time, don't worry, I'll get back to Aaron Greenberg in a second because I'm not done with that fat fuck. Go back to the PS1 era, right? Now, what competition was there? You had Sega with the Saturn, you had Nintendo with the N64, correct? Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, Sony was the new kid in town at the time. And a lot of people, I remember a couple of my friends saying, "Oh, Sony's not going to last. Nintendo was going to destroy them." Blah 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 blah. Yeah, we already know the actual outcome of that. But the reason why I'm bringing this up, though, is because when you really think about it, right now, Microsoft is pretty much basically pulling N64 numbers right now. We're a little over 30 million now, give or take. And the N64, in its lifetime, according to Nintendo's official Japanese website, was sitting at 32.93 million. So about 34 or 33 million around there. Xbox is, surpassed it. That's irrelevant to the point. The point is, what I'm trying to say is when you look at the PS1 and you look at how many PS1s were sold by the time that generation was over, right, it's pretty much basically about the same as what Sony, what the PS4 has now compared to what Xbox has. So back in that day, was Sony really, or was Nintendo and Sega Saturn technically still in competition back in that time period? Because remember, this was before Nintendo took that approach of the Blue Ocean strategy with the Wii. So the N64 was still in that Red Ocean competitive side, right? So Sony themselves, for pretty much basically every generation, they have been fucking hammering it home. Sony is the only company that has been consistent of always fucking selling hardware all the fucking time. PS1, they sold like Coda Candy Crack. PS2 was their fucking, God only knows what the fuck they did to fucking make goddamn console sales that much. PS3, it bounced back after the first couple of rough years. Boom, finished it off by tying neck and neck, or if not surpassing the Xbox 360 by the time that generation ended. Now look at the PS4, almost at 100 million right now. So Microsoft, I think they caved in. Me personally, they know they cannot stand a chance against Sony. There's nothing, no matter how many games they release, even if they were to come out with an exclusive every fucking month, it wouldn't matter. They don't have the exact same worldwide impact, man, that Sony has. Sony's got the market in Japan. Same with Nintendo. Microsoft, nothing in that goddamn country, period. Nothing.
They didn't even try, but that's besides the point.
They can't even try because nobody wants that console in there. UK is mainly fucking Sony and Nintendo. Mainly Sony though. Sony usually always sells more copies of all their IPs, and they have been since the very first generation that Sony came out with the PS1, have always sold more in actual, whatever you want to call it. Because I was recently looking at the numbers on video charts for the OG Xbox, comparing it to the PS2. Yeah, it was night and day for the UK. Sony has the worldwide fucking world by their goddamn fingertips, essentially. Microsoft will never have that luxury. The only time when you'll see Microsoft actually pull numbers either slightly ahead or just slightly below Sony is in North American territory, because that's where their console's geared to. And that's why when you go back and you look at the original concept for the OG Xbox, and when Bill Gates was still there and shit like that, he was the one that was advocating about being the first American-centric console. He wanted the Xbox to be the American-centric console, right? And it worked. That system fucking sold exceptionally well in North America. Same with the 360, and same now with the OG Xbox. No matter what Microsoft does going forward, right? There's two reasons as to why I firmly believe why they're actually doing the things that they are doing. Number one, the fan base. The fan base is the reason why Microsoft is now turning in this direction. Because think about it. Before there was Game Pass, and before we knew about the streaming service shit that Microsoft was doing, which a lot of people are making a big deal about, but not acknowledging the fact that Sony did it first. The thing of it is that when you look at the big picture of things, man, Microsoft themselves, fucking as a whole, they have to pretty much basically take the same route as Nintendo in order to be able to do anything relevant. And it's not even going to be relevant to the point where I'm making that term sound relevant, if that makes any logical fucking sense in what the fuck I just said. What I'm trying to get at is this. Okay, well, the point is what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to sound smart, but I'm failing. Here's the thing, right? Yeah. Microsoft is not here about the hardware anymore. Clearly. They're going to release the next-gen hardware. We already know that Scarlett's coming too as well, along with their side kit fucking being the actual streaming box. And again, people who are complaining about that, I wouldn't complain about it if I were you guys, because you're wasting your fucking time. Secondly, on top of that too as well, by them making their games available to multiple platforms, including their Game Pass service and whatever other service they decide to release, that's the direction that they're going, because the actual fan base in and of itself, or the fanboys, I should say themselves, drove Microsoft to do that. Because going back to what I was saying a second ago about the fact that before Game Pass ever came out, look at all the games that got released. Quantum Break fucking flopped. Sunset Overdrive fucking flopped. Every game outside from Halo, Gears, and Forza was a complete colossal fucking fail.
And you know why?
Colossal fucking fail.
But you're right, Bear. That's why the reason they failed is because, like you said, these fanboys that they listen to, they're not listening to the actual, even casuals or hardcore. They're listening to just fanboys that breathe, eat, and drink green, okay, and probably green too. They're listening to those very few people, and over the whole scheme of things, it's not a lot of them, okay? Okay, and they're listening to them and screwing with all of us. That's what they're doing. That's why I said they need to stay off Twitter. Okay, so you Twitter. Stay off Twitter and get your ass in your office and do what the actual people do. You know what? Why don't you take if everybody that owns one, send out a survey and have them fill it out and say, and we can all tell them, you listening to the fuck boys, you're listening to the fuck boys, listen to us. We bought your shit. We don't want no more. Now it's a paperweight. You know what I'm saying? But you're right. They listen to those type people.
And real quick, Princess, right there when you're saying, right? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. You're saying that, all these executives are just in Twitter more the time. Like, you were like, why are they talking so much on Twitter? Which there's nothing wrong with that. You can communicate, with your father fan base and all that. It's cool. But it's just funny that the Sony executives, those guys don't barely say anything, and we get everything we want. We getting games, and they don't say barely anything. You see the difference, that you see this Xbox execs on Twitter all the time and stuff, and we are here like thinking, what the hell? Why? Where are the games? Why? Where's the content? And the Sony execs, they barely see anything. They barely say anything, and we are getting freaking games like constantly, and it's just like, wow, that's when I have a problem. That how's that the Xbox says they spend so much time on Twitter, right? And then we are here dry, and then Sony, they barely say anything. We get so much games. It's just like, this doesn't make no sense. And
here's the thing, though, Al Matador. Here's the thing, though, Al Matador, man, is that this is nothing new from Sony, though. Sony has been doing this every generation. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, though, because there's a lot of people that think that this is the first time Sony has done this when it comes to like releasing, like, like fucking hit after hit after hit after hit. And it's like, no, motherfucker, do you not pay attention to how Sony works? Like, why do you think, okay, when they came out and they said that they're doubling down on first party at the beginning of next generation, why do you think they did that? Because they don't want that 3-year fucking wait for all the big titles to start slowly coming out after that. They want to bring home, they want to knock out banger after banger after banger, so that way you got quality content every fucking year going to the PS5. And that's awesome. And that's awesome. And I'm hoping that Microsoft takes the same direction too as well by their new investment in their first party games and also the new acquisitions that they got. And I know they're going to. But at the same time, it's like, how long those? Like, how long do we have to wait? Yeah. That's the ultimate question. But we can't answer that, though. We can't answer that.
It's not even how long we're going to wait. I mean, people will wait for good shit, okay? They will.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they promised us good shit this gen too, and they failed. So how can we believe that this is actually going to continue? They may come out in the next gen and give us what we want, and then 6 months later, there's nothing left.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm getting at. I've lost, and I know other people have lost their faith because they did that at the beginning of this gen. They tried to come out like a powerhouse and then just went. Pfft. I mean, seriously, that's what they did. They came out and they went. What happened? They farted, and that was it. The fart was all you got. The rest,
it was a crap fart.
Yeah, there you go. That's all you got. I mean, and then it was gone. And then it was hardware, a new console, controllers.
My goodness.
Listen, I still have all my controllers. If you motherfuckers are breaking yours like that and you need extra controllers like that, then you need another hobby. For real.
See, now, Titan, that's the thing that I keep alluding to, right? And I keep telling people, but a lot of people just either don't remember. Like I say, okay, last generation is a perfect picture analogy.
Before we get started, let me just shout out a couple people. We got
go ahead.
Veratron, Savage.
What's up, Tron girl?
Kilo, and let me see if I'm saying this right. Thanaros. Hopefully I said that right. But welcome, guys. Thank you. And I know, and I apologize. It's not me. It's YouTube. A lot of people aren't getting notifications that I'm going on. A lot of people have been having the same issues. So hopefully, if you know somebody that normally in a chat with you, hit them up and let them know we're here. So YouTube's messing up, okay? And bring them on. Okay, but go ahead, Bear.
My bad. Sorry about that. So what was I going to say now again?
You were talking about the controllers. No, you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, a lot of people tend to neglect two things that happened last generation, right? Like, Microsoft released so many fucking controllers last gen. Like, it wasn't even funny, but the only reason why it wasn't the main focus last gen, no man, is because of all the exclusive content that Microsoft was getting at a rapid pace, right? Mm-hmm. They were the ones that were sitting there, fucking Call of Duty in the ass, getting all those deals last gen. We all remember that. They were the ones that sat there and fucking literally sucked off Rockstar to get that DLC to only be on their platform and then have Sony fucking fans suffer.
Those are my quotes. Those are my quotes. You're stealing my
shit. Fair enough. All right. My bad.
No, let me stop. Go ahead.
All right, well, let me just say this with it. I'll say it this way: teabagging Rockstar to get like that DLC, and then they had the fucking PlayStation fans had to wait for an actual standalone disc in order to get access to that DLC. Mm-hmm. Shit. Microsoft did some fucking amazing shit to keep exclusives on their shit, like timed, content-wise, whatever the case would be, right? That was the actual detracting area that actually, if that's even a word, detracts people from fucking seeing what was actually going on. Now, when you eliminate that side, right, fucking all you have left is their first-party games, right, which is what we're seeing now, which is when you look at their first-party games last gen, it wasn't even that very impressive at all, outside from a few notable exceptions. Gears was there, tons of Halo was there, Forza every fucking year, that kind of shit, that with a few peppered in little things here and there equivalent to the fucking game, like, say, what fucking Lucky Tail is, quality-wise. Now, the thing of it is, at the end of the day, that exclusive aspect that Microsoft had last gen, that is their actual strength, right? They don't have the luxury of that this generation, which is why now controllers is a fucking main thing now, which is why their whole entire first-party games are lacking now and shit like that.
Okay, but Bear, instead of making controllers, take that money and put it into the gaming end of it. Then when you get back on track, go ahead and do that. But you're wasting the time with after controller.
Yeah, but you remember Titan though, those controllers fucking are next to nothing for Microsoft to make.
Oh, it's still not the point. It's still not the point. Why?
No. I get what you're saying. And I agree with you 100%. But I'm just saying it just costs them next to nothing to make it. That's why they constantly keep pumping out them all the goddamn time.
Yeah, but you're wasting too much energy and in production and time. Take your time with ordering these and developing, a new one, whatever you're going to add to it. Take that energy and put it into the games part first, then go back to doing that. You know what I'm saying? Don't waste your time. I know whether it doesn't cost a lot or not, that's not the point. The point is you're taking too much energy in hardware and not putting enough energy in the software end, which is the games.
Oh, no, I agree. I agree. But I mean,
what's up,
they might even have like a little small team that does all these controller fucking things anyways, man. Well, actually, we do know that it's true. because they have that service there on the Xbox website. Design your own controller. Fucking bullshit. Remember that shit?
Yeah. No, but the thing is, right, that instead of putting controllers in their inside Xbox and making like as a big headlight, that really gets to me. Like Sony, oh, we got choose your controller. They put that in a tweet on their blog or whatever. They don't put that on the freaking on like, oh, here, like on PSX or put it, you know what I mean? They don't make it a big deal. Microsoft make this controller crap as a big headline. And the thing is, I will say this. Speaking about the changes, about last gen and all this, if Peter Moore will come back, he will say, yo, I want to make a comeback and work with Microsoft again. I will be the first one to say, kick Phil and take Peter Moore back. I will be the first one. Because that's why you got all the Japanese support last year because of Peter Moore. He had way connections in Japan. Phil's person doesn't have that. He don't have those connections like that, like Peter Moore had. And you talk about that DLC exclusive to Xbox, all that exclusive content. That was all Peter Moore. Like he knew what to do to sell your console. He did whatever he got to do. Phil is not about that life. He's just okay, you know, like we just get a marketer here, and not that he doesn't have that killing will. That hey, I want to freaking sell my console. I want to like give competition, you know. Sony, on the other hand, did all that. They could get exclusive content, get all this, all that stuff. Sony's doing it, and I don't think Phil is seeing that, and he just don't understand. Okay, look.
No, he sees it. He sees it, but that's not his vision, though. That's not his vision.
Okay, Phil, that's the problem. You need to do that. You gotta, like I said, you gotta do what you gotta do to sell your console. And like I said, you got all the Japanese support that shit because Peter Moore. Because he worked on Sega. He has a lot of connections. Phil Spencer doesn't have that luxury. He needs to last year. That's when he started going to Japan. So it's like he's going to get all the Japanese support like that. Like no, like I think Namco Bandai is like the main one supporting them. Namco Bandai. That's why I'll be seeing that. But Sony has like everything. Microsoft, they don't have that.
Here's the thing, though, right? Microsoft barely makes a fucking goddamn dime off their hardware. Look at last generation. In fact, I remember reading that they didn't make a single fucking profit off their hardware last generation. Microsoft, right now, what they're doing is they found their way out while still at the same time staying in the console cycle. Here's the thing, right? Microsoft, and this is what Phil fucking said himself, numerous interviews for the last 2 fucking years combined. Where he was sitting there saying that his vision, that what he wants to do is yeah, they're still going to release hardware for people that actually want that fucking Xbox type experience, which we all know the fucking diehard fan fuckers are going to get that shit anyways. But their main source of profitability is going to be through their services. Xbox Live, Rex and Cash, Game Pass is doing quite a bit for them, at least from what I heard. But on top of that too, as well, by them taking this approach about how Phil wants all gamers to play their games. That's what he's aiming for. They don't make fucking jack shit off their hardware. They don't fucking care.
But see, that's the
thing.
thing.
Don't give a shit.
Bear, you just said something that got me. Okay, is that Phil wants them to play the way he wants them to play, not the way they want to play.
No. He wants the games that Microsoft releases from their first party studio. He wants everyone to enjoy those games. He wants people on the PlayStation to enjoy them if Sony were to allow it. Clearly not going to because the whole cross-play fucking factor shit. Nintendo is already in bed with Microsoft. PC's already in bed with Microsoft, which obviously makes sense. But it's only a matter of time until like their streaming service goes to like mobile and shit, to the Switch 2 as well, whatever the case may be. All he's trying to do is he wants to get as many people as possible, regardless of the hardware or not. He doesn't give a fuck about that. And he's made that clear as day. Clear as day. All he wants is he just wants to have people fucking playing their fucking software whenever the fuck they decide to take that route, which going into next generation, what they're planning on doing. We're already starting to see that now already. You know, the whole crossplay thing with Nintendo and shit like that, the PC games being released day and date with the console release, that kind of stuff, which me personally, I've always said that Microsoft should have been doing that since the fucking OG Xbox. And they tried, but they failed twice. But now they managed to find a way around it with the whole entire WMP bullshit, or that Universal Windows Platform crap, UWP. But at the end of the day, like, that's the thing. Like I'm fascinated by it, but I'm not, because there's going to be a
and I hate to cut you off 1 second. We got somebody in the chat saying, haven't we had enough podcasts about crying about Xbox? First of all, we're not crying about Xbox. We're talking about what Xbox needs to do and the direction they're going. Is it going to be beneficial or not? We're not crying about Xbox. We're not crying about it. We're trying to talk about the direction they're going. Is it going to be beneficial? Are they going to be able to do something with this? So do me a favor. If you don't know what you're talking about, shut your fucking mouth, all right?
Damn.
Go ahead, Bear.
My bad. So
and don't listen to what we're saying. I mean, not one of us is whined. We're trying to understand what is going on, because you never get a direct answer out of Xbox. That you give a little piece of this, and then you got Aaron Greenberg saying this little shit and coming off wrong to people, and then you got somebody else, you know what I mean? And they're giving mixed signals. We're trying to understand this. You know, we are Xbox owners. We're trying to understand this bullshit. Okay, it had nothing to do with we're not complaining. You don't hear me crying. I laugh at them. I don't cry about them. I laugh at them.
And Andrew, that's exactly what I was saying a little while ago when we started the show. Like Microsoft, like the fan base is the reason why Microsoft is going in this direction. That's clearly evident. Clearly fucking evident. But there is a problem, and I mentioned this on my show a few times, whatever, but I don't think I've ever brought this up on your show, so I'm going to say it here too as well. I don't mind this aspect where fucking Microsoft wants to release their content on different platforms. I don't give a shit. As long as I can play it on whatever platform I have, I don't care. That's fine. I care about the games. I don't care about the hardware. At the end of the day, there is one thing, though, that worries me a little bit, though. And I'm not going to say that this is going to happen. It probably won't, but I can see the casuals doing this. The thing of it is, when the casuals start to see that Microsoft is releasing their IPs on multiple platforms outside from PC and fucking and whatever the case may be, I'm a little bit worried that I can see the casuals lashing out to Sony and begging them to do the same thing too as well, getting Sony to release like all their first-party games on multiple platforms and shit like that to break that boundary. You know what I mean? Because even Phil himself said he would love to see all fucking console manufacturers release their content on all platforms. He's like, we have like 80 million gamers in the world, blah, 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 or something like that. And I'm just like, dude, look, man, Microsoft, man, you do you. All right? If you want to do your own fucking thing and take the same kind of road that Nintendo was doing, man, and let Sony do their own thing, because right now Sony's competing with themselves when it comes to their first-party development studios. And I think that's, honestly, I think that's how Sony is coping with that. Because like they know, they obviously pay attention and talk to fucking Phil from time to time, because there's evidence of fucking Sony executives talking to fucking Phil and shit. So I'm pretty sure they have like these little things, or they at least read about it anyways. They know what Microsoft's direction is going to be next gen. They know that Microsoft wants to release all their IPs on multiple platforms. Hell, Sony already sees it now with crossplay. But at the end of the day, let Microsoft do their own thing. If they want to do their own thing, man, fuck it. As long as Sony is still here doing their shit, Nintendo is still releasing their fucking fine-ass fucking first-party games, man, fuck it. I'll take it. I don't care. Yeah. As long as I can play their games, I don't give a fuck what platform it's on. I can give two shits less. I can really give two shits less.
No. Yeah, but you get the whole point that
I do though. Yeah, no, I do.
Identity and all that other stuff. It sets apart. It's like, you know, it's like it sets you apart, like the type of car you buy. Okay, one set apart from the other. Okay, you know, it's no. If people don't know this, any car that comes from abroad somewhere is usually made better. The reason being is because the parts are not as accessible. So they make them last longer. Here, you know, sometimes you buy a car, it'll break down easier because the parts are so readily available. Okay, you people, a competition in shoes. You got Adidas, you got Nikes, you got whatever, you know, Jordans now, and you got all this shit. I mean, there is competition no matter what you do. And you got to have just something that sets you apart from somebody else. You really do. You have to have a little something that sets you apart. I understand.
No, I'm with you on that.
I understand the direction they're going, but you have to have a little something that sets you apart. Not that, okay, what sets me apart is that I want everybody, no matter what console they play on, to play my game. That's really not setting you apart, though. You know.
Well, Yeah,
It is,
yeah,
it isn't.
yeah.
It really
It
isn't.
It isn't. Yeah, yeah. It is.
Yeah.
It isn't. Yeah.
You know, you get what I'm saying? Yeah, they
Yeah, no, I
have
get what
that
you're saying,
concept, but then again, you had Sony who wanted to do crossplay at one time. Microsoft said no, which that would have helped with multiplats, okay, and games they played on theirs, but they said no. So that idea really wasn't Microsoft's idea to begin with. It was actually Sony's. And
Well, I
then
mean, and again, look, and again, like, I mean, I hate to remind people of this, but it wasn't that long ago, people, when Sony, Microsoft, and PC were all playing Final Fantasy 11 together.
Mhm.
So it wasn't that long ago. So it's not like it's never happened.
Yeah,
It has, but that was like that one rare occasion.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Plus, you know, we all remember Sony approaching Microsoft, Microsoft telling Sony to go fuck themselves. Now Sony's doing the exact same thing in retaliation. That's all it is. Who knows? Maybe next generation, maybe Sony and fucking Microsoft might actually agree to fucking something as far as terms go. Boom. There you go. I mean, who knows? We might have to wait and see.
yeah.
No, but the thing is that people keep saying, "Oh, but there's different people from last gen." There's like, I'm like, it doesn't matter. It can be the same people from last gen or today. If they say no, they say no. So
Yeah.
just because they have some different people as sex this gen, that doesn't mean anything. So I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I don't
most
care.
people, most people last generation that had a 360, they moved on. They moved over to the fucking PS4 after the whole DRM shenanigan crap.
Yeah.
But
I just want to shout out Andrew. What's up? We got Andrew Wilkins in the house. We got Garuda Shadow. Welcome, guys. But go ahead, El Matador.
No, but just real quick about this having fat cheeseburger. That guy, man, he's saying that shit that Crackdown should not to come. I mean, I know, yeah, we got big multiplats coming out for a couple of months. You know, I understand, but the way he say it, right, is that we got multiplats, so we don't need Crackdown 3. This is the type of shit that I'm talking about. Xbox relying on freaking multiplats. Look, this week I was hearing people say, "Oh, Shadow died twice. It's gonna be better than Ghost of Tsushima." I'm like, why? And especially for this box, I'm like, dude, that's a multiplayer. You know that, right? Like, why are you comparing this to our exclusive? Like, you making like Shadow Die twice. This is our Xbox exclusive, which is not. You see, but that's the type of shit that really gets to me and like really makes me just look in this box and like, this is what I'm talking. This is why Xbox is in the situation they are right now, because y'all now over there telling them what is going on. They say, look, I need more exclusive quality content. Now I don't want to just keep relying on multiplats. Like, look, Sony this freaking week, man. They freaking did a Tokyo PlayStation lineup showing freaking more exclusive. The freaking Project Awakening, that shit looks fire, man. The new Yakuza, kind of like Yakuza game, kind of like that. I forgot the name of it. The Samurai Showdown, like freaking bangers coming, man. Like, they're showing more content is coming. What the fuck Microsoft is doing? What else besides Crackdown and Gears? What else am I going to expect from them?
Battletoads.
Battletoads. Yeah, that's what.
Don't sleep on Battletoads.
But the thing is, like Bear was saying earlier, the direction they're moving is a service of multiplats, not really exclusives.
They found a way. They found a way to make third party for them, but at the same time, fucking releasing the goddamn box console for the fanboys to fucking gush over.
This is what makes no sense, because they said that they purchased these studios to make exclusives, but yet, is it going to, did they really purchase these things, or was it just them talking again? Because it was supposed to be about exclusives for the Xbox. Okay. But now when you listen to them talk, since they made those announcements, now you're hearing other shit that they just want to go multiplat with everything. Now,
well, they've been saying that for a while. They've been saying that for a couple of years now.
But then why would they say that we open these studios to give exclusive content to the Xbox?
They never said that, though. They actually go back and watch the E3. They never said that. They said that They said that they open up these acquisitions in order to increase their first party lineup. That's what they said on stage.
For Game Pass.
But it's not.
But there's nothing wrong with Game Pass, though.
No. That they want to. I mean, if you want to move Game Pass, you need some content on that thing because, like, you need exclusive content to move Game Pass. So having the studios, I mean, to put some content, it will help them to push. But the thing that I'm kind of worried about is that Mr. Booty, that new guy, he said that they want to trying to get more studios like for AA. Which not, I'm saying a good game has to be AAA, but the way I remember I was reading this interview, and the way he was saying it is that I'm kind of okay. They want to have less, get more with less. Like Hellblade, right? Hellblade looks good, right? Great game, but it didn't cost that much to make. So I'm here thinking, the way they say like, okay, we can make a game like that with Hellblade, not that much money like that. So I'm kind of worried the direction and if they're really going to put big budget of these games. You know what I mean? Of course, we hate they might do it and Gears, you know. But I want high quality from all the studios, all of them. I don't want just like little midget, no. I need to see high quality. I need to see big production because you haven't delivered that in this gen. That's the thing. And like I need to see that. No. They have, but not like the same body as Sony. That's what I'm saying.
But that's the thing though. They don't have to be like Sony. That's the thing. And I'm glad that they're not like Sony.
No, I don't think
when they talked about No, I'm talking about in the sense of like fucking like copying them. Right? You know what I mean? Like right now, like the only game that I'm really, really excited for, man, is when the Fable game fucking drops. Because I know that game is going to be fucking killer. Especially with fucking Playground Games behind that bitch. Oh, hell yeah. That game is going to be fucking awesome, and I can't fucking wait. Now, I could be sitting there just tooting my own horn for fucking whatever reason, because nothing's been available for that game yet, though. But I have a lot of faith that Playground Games is going to fucking knock that game out of the park. Knock that game out of the park.
No,
that's when you're going to see it. That's when you're going to see it.
I get what El Matador is saying, though. He's not.
No, I do.
He don't want them to be like Sony, but in the same token, you got to have games that set you apart, not just multiplats that set you apart from Sony as well. You know what I'm saying? Like they have, as they always say, Heroes, Gears, and Forza. Okay, there's something different. You know, I mean, you got to have besides multiplats, and I can understand they want to do multiplats. I understand the direction, you know, that you were saying they were going, and I've heard them 100 times. But always also have a little of something to give the people who have supported you all these years. And we're not talking like 2 years or whatever. We're talking about people who've been with you since OG. Okay? Don't screw us because of those fucking fanboys that you're listening to. I mean, and going completely somewhere that gaming, in my opinion, really shouldn't be. I mean, when you had your consoles, you remember when you were a kid, you know, and you played your consoles and you had your buddies, and okay, you had one, they had the other, and then, you know, and you bragged about it, you had some fun, and
yeah, and we would go to our friends' place to play those games and stuff. Yeah. Those were the golden days of gaming, though, Titan. That's what gaming was back then for us.
But that I don't understand why they're taking it away.
It's not so much the fact of taking it away, man. It's because the fact that
Xbox is exactly what they're doing. They want to put everything multiplat. Well, then what's the sense in having an Xbox at all? And what makes you think I want to play your game on another console?
Well, that's the thing, because it doesn't matter, because Microsoft, all they care about is you buying their software, which everyone's going to do anyways.
But maybe I won't. Because some of the games
but there's going to be more people out there that are going to buy their software now than what they already are doing now.
I don't know about that.
Think about it. When you think about that.
I don't think these fanboys are going to do that. I don't think the fanboys are going to do that.
The fanboys, man, they're on a different fucking planet, man. They're on that loser douchebag planet that I have fucking labeled for them, so they can stay the fuck over there. I don't care about those fucking dumbass people.
Yeah, but the funny thing is they're setting a narrative of where gaming should go when they don't even game. That's my point. That was the whole reason why I brought up the topic. Their Xbox is the division is letting them set the narrative to where they want to be, because this is what the fanboys been saying the whole time, and they're getting their way, but we don't get ours.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Has the fanboys been the ones sitting there clamoring for fucking Microsoft to open up new studios, wherever the case would be? No. The people, like myself and Sick and you and many others, the ones that are not fucking rabid fanboys, were the ones that were complaining about that. And then out of nowhere, come E3, pop, 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 pop. Microsoft fucking debunks that. Xbox fanboys never asked for that shit.
One question. They debunked it because they said they were going to do it, but did they actually do it? I want to see the papers and the acquisitions that they did it.
They did. They invested fucking more money into their first-party studios, and then also came out with those acquisitions. Like, there was already like a press conference right before E3 when they first announced that. It was like, yeah, I don't believe that for a minute. And then at E3, sure, okay, fine, fair enough. We didn't really see anything from any of these devs at all, right? Nothing new.
All right, listen.
I get that.
We got somebody named Luke Buster in the chat. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Bear, but this is funny.
No, you're good.
He said, stop talking about the Xbox. It has feelings, too. You jackass, it's a piece of plastic.
That console has feelings.
What do you fucking stick your dick in it and fucking fuck it at night or something? You make lunch with that shit?
Damn!
Come on. It's a piece of plastic.
Titanfall, hold on.
We're trying to understand. We own, the people on this panel, we own this console. Okay? We are allowed to discuss how we feel about what we bought and the direction it's going, to continue keeping it or throwing it away or selling it to somebody that wants something that's just a fucking media bug.
Hey, Titan, it's funny because to play off of that a little bit, that would explain why they're coming out with that grease-proof controller.
Oh my God.
Exactly. Oh, I heard about that. And I was laughing my ass off. I said, oh my God. It's because
that shit was funny when I saw that.
Yeah, because what they do is they just listen to they probably put up Aaron Greenberg and Phil Spencer and shit like that and Booty, and they probably sit there and jerk off, and fucking that's why they need a greaseless controller, because they're just like shit up all the time.
Goddamn Titan.
I told you, here we go with that shit again. That's what I do. I keep it I keep it funky. So there you go.
Let me ask you guys a question real quick. If you guys don't mind. If Peter Moore will come back, will you take him and let first person go?
Wait, say that again?
He said, will you take Peter Moore back? Oh, yeah, and get rid of Phil Spencer.
Well, Don Matrick was the head of Xbox last generation, not Peter Moore. Peter Moore was just there as like a marketing person. No, he was there for a while. He was there before Don Matrick took it over. My bad. You're right about that. Me personally, no. Because he bailed out fucking halfway through last generation to go work with fucking shitty ass EA. So fuck Peter Moore.
Well, the question is why he did it. I mean, it could be maybe the direction that Xbox was going, and maybe he just saw that. But
the direction that Microsoft was going was better than what they're doing now.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but who put the plate? Like, who put the segment? He did. He's like, he gave it. Look, he pretty much said, "Look, this is what you got to do, right? All these moves that are there, all this exclusive content, the Japanese up, all that. This is what you got to do to go against Sony. There we go. I'll put it right there so you guys can follow it. That's just what you got to do." And pretty much Microsoft did the opposite. They're like, "Oh yeah, we're not going to do that."
That's the thing. But that tells you a lot, though. Because that shows you where Microsoft's main strength is at, though.
Yeah, I know. I know it's a service, but the thing is, I mean, I pretty much I'm seeing it that they're just looking for that dollar. They just pretty much, they got the studios now and all this, but it's to help them push that Game Pass. Because let's be honest. If you don't have a good content on that thing, you're not going to push Game Pass by the way they want to put it, the money they want to see, really, in the end of the day. So, yeah, I understand the commitment that they're making and all that stuff, but I got to see what is going to come. Because I'm not going to hear say, okay, yeah, they got these studios now, they're going to pop. I mean, yeah, the Fable that Playgrounds is doing, I want to see how it's going to be. I mean, it could be a good game.
So, I want to see that game so bad, dude.
We'll see, right? We'll see. And on the last, in my opinion, I don't think that was a huge, great cash, like grab. Because, like I said, 70K for me is just maybe mediocre. And they need to show.
I said, excuse me.
So I don't know. All of that wasn't a great grab for me. And like I said, I hope they bring some good games in the future. But I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yeah, they're going to bring this, and I'm not have high hopes, and then later on I'm going to be disappointed. I ain't going to do that. Mm-mm.
I want to have high hopes that Microsoft is definitely going to really show that they are committed to their first party games with the quality in check, mind you, not with what we got with Sea of Thieves and fucking State of Decay. Even though I dig State of Decay's concept, the game could have ultimately been in the oven for a lot longer than it was because that multiplayer was fucking horrendous. But with that said, I do want to see a lot more stuff with the more polished tone and equivalent tone and quality tone, just like for Halo and fucking, you know what I mean, and Motorsports and fucking, and of course, fucking Gears of War, but in a different IP, of course. You know what I mean? I really want to see what they're going to do with Fable in the sense that I want to see if they can really, truly bring back Fable back to what Fable really actually is. And I really do think they're going to do that because they've already given me a spark of hope, man, when it comes to fucking Halo Infinite. Like that new engine they're going to be using, man, is exactly what the diehard Halo fans have been asking for since fucking 4 came out. Now we're finally getting it back. And I'm totally okay with that. Because me personally, even look, as much as I like Halo, as much as I like the actual, even Halo 5's multiplayer was fucking epic as shit. That single player was, and that graphics engine they use has got to go. That is not fucking the Halo graphic fidelity that I want. I want the combat evolved Halo style, man. You know what I mean? Even playing the Master Chief Collection lately.
All right, wait. Before you get into all that, we gotta let people know, whoever's watching, we got the Messiah in the house.
Yo, what's up, Craig?
Yo.
How you doing, my brother?
Yeah,
so, Craig, you've been listening to what we've been saying. What are your thoughts on what we've been saying about Aaron Greenberg and the competition and all that stuff?
I just think when you ever, I played football back in the day, and my middle school, we would just wear people out. And after the game, the other people would be mad, and they're sore losers. I mean, when we said back in the 70s, because I'm an old man, it's just like, oh, they're just sore losers, and that's what you're seeing. I mean, all things being put aside, forget about all the fanboy stuff. They're sore losers. So, and that's all I can really say. Greenberg's doing his job as far as, I mean, if I was getting my tail kicked, I would do what he did today. Because that 6 was greater than 4 thing. That's funny. Because 6 was greater than 4 when the console came out and got outsold by the PlayStation. 6 isn't greater than 4. That's why you have to have a damn rent-to-own service. 6 isn't greater than 4. That's why Shadow of the Tomb Raider is downgraded, on your console. So it's just, I mean, can we just move on? And it's funny to me. They're sore losers. But they're fun. They're fun to listen to look at.
All right, what we'll do is, I think we exhausted that subject enough because we can actually go on for this for days, honestly. Yeah. With everybody's knowledge on this. But let me just shout out a couple people. We're gonna move on to the next subject. Let's shout out video game lovers here, Innate, Dark Side, and Support Gaming. Welcome. Thanks for joining, guys. I'm sure you got your notifications late. A lot of people did. YouTube is messing up big time. But hopefully they'll get their shit together and stop just farting around. But it is what it is. Okay. We're going to move on to the next subject, which I think a lot of people want to know something about. So I'm going to give my thoughts. And then if you guys played it, you give me your thoughts. Okay. Spider-Man. Okay. That's the next one. I'm sure a lot of people have played Spider-Man. I know because everybody's hit me up telling me, "Oh, you getting it? Are you getting it? Are you getting it?" Hell yeah, I'm getting it. But anyway, so I'm going to share my thoughts on the game, but I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. Okay, for who didn't finish it, who just started it, got it late or whatever. I'm not going to do any spoilers. Okay. So first off, I'm going to say, I told you so. I told you so, people. Okay, because I'm saying this because Spider-Man's graphics are top notch. Okay, you got Insomniac to do a game, and they know what they're doing. And I said that when people were complaining, all these people crying about puddles for no reason look stupid right now, and I mean stupid. Okay, all those people crying about all those people looking at old pics of Spider-Man and comparing them to the released product also look stupid. Stupid. Okay, and I'm gonna keep on saying it. You're stupid. This game is definitely up there with Infamous Second Son when it comes to graphics. Okay, and that's my opinion, and I think so. Okay, and it has so much detail, especially when you look at Spider-Man's suit and see the fabric and the linings in the fabric and how it's made. The face animations are also look really good. The time of day can change. The lighting also changes. The weather changes. Okay. I also like the combat system and the story. As good as the game is right now, it wouldn't surprise me if Sony puts out more money into Spider-Man and does a few more games. Okay. This is hands-on the best superhero game this gen, in my opinion. And evidently, it's sorry, it's like these fanboys that are playing the game. Okay, Xbox fanboys that are trying to play the game, these losers like Crap Gamer Mooch are struggling with this game on easiest difficulty. Okay, once again proving that they're frauds. Okay, now I love the game. There's plenty of when you I beat the game already. There's plenty of things to do to go back. There's side missions. There's other stuff going on. I think the game is amazing. Now, I played it on Amazing. I didn't play it on Easy. I played it on Amazing and beat it. Okay? I beat the shit. Okay? So, with that being said, I want to give you my thoughts on Spider-Man. And anybody here who has played Spider-Man so far, Craig, Bear, and El Matador, you let me know what your thoughts are. You're out? What do you mean you're out?
No. Just real quick before, I'm just going to back out temporarily just so I can get my battery to charge just for a couple more percent before I pop back in. First. But real quick, though, I have not played Spider-Man yet. Eventually I will, but I could have got it yesterday, but I decided not to, and I got Boundless instead. But I have the rest of my money in my PayPal to put towards Spider-Man, so I'll eventually get that. So, no, I have not played Spider-Man yet, but eventually I will. So I'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Okay. Go ahead, do what you got to do. Craig or El Matador, who wants to go up next?
Yeah, you can go ahead, El Matador. I came in late. Go ahead, brother.
All right. Actually, I'm playing it right now while with doing the podcast right now. The game is amazing. This game is amazing. Like you said, the graphics, the attention to detail. You can see that they put their heart and dedication to this game. The story looks top notch. The combat is easy, fun, you can it has a lot of things, the gadgets, very RPG-ish. I like that. I like the way they did it. And the suits, great game. They nailed the freaking the swinging and everything. Like they nailed it. And it's still a great game. I'm playing it right now, and I haven't finished it yet. I'm almost there. I can see by where I'm at. I'm almost done, I think. So because I'll be caught up in doing the side stuff like the crimes and all this, and while I'm doing the story. So, but great game, man. Like another hit. It's another freaking banger, and this game is selling a lot. Like this game, I heard is double down in the UK. So more than God of War, pretty much. In the UK. So again, it's another hit, a great game. I recommend it to anybody. You will have fun, and you will, and I cannot wait for the DLC, whether they're going to do, which I already bought the season pass. And yeah, great game, man. So
go ahead.
I give this game. Well, I haven't finished it. I'm not even going to get a score. I haven't finished it yet. So, but great game. Everybody should go get it.
My thing is I told people in one of the other podcasts that I did when they were bitching about puddles and doing that, I said, do you realize who's making the game? Insomniac. You're comparing things and you're going to look stupid. And guess what they did? They look stupid. stupid because they whined and fussed over something that wasn't even there. Okay. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to game. People need to stop judging shit before it's even a finished product. You're seeing little pieces and you're judging shit based on nothing. You're basing it on nothing. I didn't see any problem. And, you know, when I was looking at certain things and when I saw they weren't puddles, it was just a wet spot. Like you go outside after it rains. Certain areas look wet. They weren't puddles. They were just wet ground, idiots. It wasn't puddles. And when I saw a puddle, I actually saw a puddle. When I saw water, I saw water. It was there. So what you jackasses were looking at, I have no idea.
Yep.
Because it wasn't Spider-Man. Wasn't Spider-Man. That's all I got to say. You're up next, Craig. You get him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got it. I've been playing it since last Thursday, Friday, you know, and it's the best looking open world game. All right, I take that back. It's the second best looking open world game I've seen. It doesn't look as good as Horizon Zero Dawn.
There you go.
but it's. I mean, this game is. It's open world. It's dense. It looks. I mean, you can tell when you go from the financial district of New York to Hell's Kitchen. It looks different. It just looks different. The complaints that are coming in. Everybody that is complaining, filing a complaint, and I'm not here to say the game doesn't have glitches and bugs because all games ship with glitches and bugs. That's why they have the patches. With that said, however, the people filing the complaints are mostly Xbox and PC people. They are really filing the complaints, and then you add to the part where somebody like a Kid Smooth, like you said, looks stupid. Somebody like Erica Cuts for the Win looks stupid. Somebody like Prescott Kofi looks stupid because they said it was downgraded and it was confirmed not downgraded. So yeah, so the people found. So what are they going to do? What's been the like, for instance, you said before in the past, the game comes out, they don't have access to it on their preferred platform, and they immediately go and start sabotaging and attacking the game. That's just, you're going to hear that when Days Gone comes out. They're going to say the same thing. You'll hear with Ghost of Tsushima. They'll say that Shadows Die Twice again because that's a multi-plat game. They'll say that looks better because they have access to it, and then they'll say it again when The Last of Us Part 2 comes out. And understand, the person in the chat said that that Tomb Raider looks better. Look, the Tomb Raider developer, the lead developer, said that their game don't look as good as The Last of Us Part 2, and that was just a demo. That game's not even been scrubbed. So wait till they put all the details into it. So at the end of the day, the people filing the complaint, we got to look at who's filing the complaint. And the first thing that a mooch and a crap gamer are going to do is they're going to downplay Spider-Man because that's not their audience anyway. Their audience don't want to hear about Spider-Man. So it's like, oh, well, it's not that good of a game. It's got all these bugs. Don't worry about it. It's not worth your time. It's not worth your energy. Yet here it is, the biggest selling game of the year so far. It is the biggest selling game of the year. And that includes Far Cry 5, which was on, all 3 platforms. So it's outsold that. So it's the biggest game this year. And so whether it wins it, so their last final line of defense will be the Game Awards. If it doesn't win Game of the Year, they'll say, "Aha! Look, it was a waste of time." That's what they're going to do because they don't have nothing else. And so it's just people got to really either start ignoring them. Or, I mean, you can drag them out. I mean, me and shout out to Corey Massey and the Almighty Spartan God, we've been going to the Max Gaming section and we have been just, castrating those guys over there. We have been. We've each been doing it. It's been brutal. We're brutalizing those guys. So, but they deserve it. And because they won't shut up. It is just like, goddamn, if you would just shut up and play your games. But that's a mistake on my part because they ain't got nothing to play. So they're complaining about the other console. They're not complaining about Nintendo because, again, the Zelda game is a great game. Okay, but they don't want to play Zelda. They want to play the PlayStation games. And they're furious. God of War, Detroit, now Spider-Man. There's still, the Dragon Quest game, which probably will end up on Xbox. Ni no Kuni 2. Again, these are great looking games. They can't play them on that platform. They are furious over there. They're just furious. And this is going to get worse next year.
Yeah, but Craig, you know what's funny? They need to instead of complaining and talking so much, they got their greaseless controller now, so they can do what they need to do. Yeah. Do that instead of opening your mouth. Facts.
I don't disagree. And that greaseless controller, who came up with that idea? Somebody was
you know what these Craig, you know what these spam boys are doing. That's why they're jerking off all day long.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? So they need to grease the controller because they grease the hand up to do what they got to do, and they need something to not ruin the controller that they don't use.
Oh my God!
But OBJ the Don last week said when he got Spider-Man, he's like, look, just ignore what the Xbox people are saying because he's like, man, those motherfuckers are mad as hell. They are mad as hell. I've not heard so much this entire week where it was RDX, this bitching and moaning. Crossfire, bitching and moaning. That's all they did was bitch and moan. Oh, it's got all these bugs. It's not that good of a game. It's just
I don't know what bugs. I don't know what the hell bugs they're talking about. I didn't have no problem with the game. The only thing I had once or twice, I saw something where I threw something and it floated in the air. That's the only bug I saw.
Yeah, no, that's a legitimate. It's only wrong. Every game. Even one of my favorite games ever is Grand Theft Auto Vice City. That game shipped for us to play. It had over 120 bugs, but just we didn't care because it was Grand Theft Auto Vice City. But we gotta ignore them because it's a really, like El Matador saying, it's arguably the funnest game I played this year. The funnest. Like I'm sitting there playing with a smile on my face. So and that's I can't remember if it was All Day Digital or somebody on Twitter said, thank Insomniac Games for Spider-Man because it just let them feel like they were a kid again. So that's arguably why we're playing to kind of.
And I said they were going to put out a good game. Over 2 weeks ago, before the game came out, and people were you were on the podcast when I said it, and I said these people need to stop. You're talking about Insomniac. You're not talking about some place you never heard of. You're not talking about somebody developing a shooter game. You're talking about Insomniac. Okay? Why? And they were looking at shit that was old. They weren't even looking at something that was newer. They were looking at old shit, trying to compare stuff. You can't do that. And I said they're going to look, what I say, Craig? Stupid. And guess what they're looking? Stupid.
Yeah, Kofi and Erica Customer, they ain't gonna never live it down. They're never gonna live it down. So, and it's just, it is what it is, and they just gotta take the L. And like I said, I unsub from both of them until they both come out and apologize, and be the bigger person. Like, yeah, look, I thought it was downgraded. It wasn't. Because when Sick Humor really broke down that video, and then my source, Lou Waffa, he got in touch with me, and Lou Waffa was like, look, that picture everybody's been looking at, it's got the wrong lighting on it. His outfit looks like it's metal, and he should not. Everything is cloth except maybe one or two outfits that he has. So you've noticed if you got the Spider-Man outfit, this black, the sleek black one, that's not cloth. That's more metallic. So guess what? It's shiny. That's what the Iron Spider is, shiny. All the rest of this are just cloth. And they take damage. Now, some things I don't like about the game, I mean, you can jump from the top of the Empire State Building and land, and he don't take no damage. That, I think, is a little hokey. I hope they come back and they put a fall meter on it. Shout out to Game Over HD. This is something that we both agreed upon. It should have fall damage, but that's especially from those type of heights, but because I'm like, one day I said,
if you come off the Empire State Building, all you have to do is use his web to swing to the next building.
Correct, but
instead of free falling, yeah,
but if you just free fall and hit the ground, he doesn't. It'll turn a little bit red, but he's okay. So, but ultimately, that's about my only main complaint about the game. Again, it's not that huge of a complaint. So this maybe they can put up, but you know what they did with God of War, they put that new mode in.
Mhm.
Maybe they can put a fall mode in. You know, next year.
But that's not nothing major to really complain about and have and say the game is bad.
I agree.
It's like when they would talk about the puddles. You know, like I said before. No, you're looking at a rooftop. No, you saw the tar that was wet. You didn't see it wasn't a puddle. So it's gonna look like just wet stuff. Okay. Yeah. And the sun's hitting it. The sun came out, sun's gonna hit, so it's gonna look shiny. That's what go outside in real life, and that's what happens.
Well, I agree.
It shines. You look at the blacktop where you drive, what does it do? It shines when it's just wet, when the sun's hitting it. So that wasn't puddles, but when you actually saw puddles in water, you actually saw a puddle in water. So they were looking at shit just to, like you said, nitpick because they ain't got nothing better to do, and because it didn't come out on their console.
Yeah, their preferred console did not get this game, therefore, and they always cover it by saying, "Well, I have a PlayStation Pro and I have this." I mean, but they can't stand. Again, at the end of the day, they actually thought because the Xbox was more powerful, that meant all these developers are going to make games on that platform and prefer that platform first. That didn't happen. All right, that's the reality that they are really starting to live with. It's like, well, damn, we got the most powerful console, and we got games like you all mentioned, Sea of Thieves, and those people look like next gen when a few months ago when he could put that picture of Kratos next to that captain on Sea of Thieves. He's like, which one of these is the world's most powerful console? So at the end of the day, Sony was not supposed to have games on their platform that looked like Horizon Zero Dawn, Detroit Become Human, Spider-Man. That's the problem. At the end of the day, because that's their problem, is that their console's more powerful and the game should look like that for them. And Spider-Man falls, like El Matador says, a work of art. Spider-Man falls right there in line with that mode of thinking. And that's why they're always bringing up Horizon Zero Dawn, because Horizon Zero Dawn broke their backs. They were like, my God, this game is on this platform. This is weaker than the Xbox, and we don't have nothing that looks like this.
Yeah. And remember, they were saying that Ghost of Tsushima was on a PS5.
You got an echo, El Matador.
Yeah, good point, El Matador. They saw Ghost of Tsushima and then The Last of Us, and it was, that's got to be on a PS5 dev kit. Because again, at their core, they can't accept the fact that Sony's games look better than their games. Because again, like you said, Princess, to them the multi-plat games is what's more important. That they literally, I'm telling you right now, they think that is way more important than exclusive games. So they don't make the connection that that multi-plat games is everybody's bitch. Okay, if I want a multi-plat game like Sick Humor showed Forza 4 running at 4K 60 frames per second, I don't get that on the Xbox. I get 4K 30. I don't get, and they're like, well, you get 1080p 60. It's like, well, big deal. We've had 1080p 60 since 2013. So. It's just it's crazy. It's really crazy. It's funny, but it's crazy.
No, but that's what I was saying, Craig, earlier, that this week I was hearing people saying, "Oh, Shadow Die Twice looks better than Ghost of Tsushima," but they know that Shadow Die Twice is a multiplat. That they using that game as thinking it's exclusive, but it's not. Like this is what it makes me just laugh at them. I'm like, look, that's so pathetic. You gotta Rise in the Tomb Raider. They're making this game look so good at the X, blah blah blah, thinking it's exclusive. Like it's just sad and pathetic. But this guy using multiplats for bragging rights.
All right, but they need a game. They need a game that says, look, this is the best version of this game. You need to have an Xbox X for this version of the game. See, with PlayStation, you like, man, you got Horizon Zero Dawn. You gotta have, in order for it to look like, you can't just go out and get anything. You gotta have a PlayStation. You got Detroit Become Human. You've got Infamous Second Son. You've got Until Dawn. All these graphical powerhouse games. They don't have that. So Shadows Die Twice. Like you just brought up Tomb Raider. It's like, oh, this is the definitive version of the game. This is the best looking game I've ever seen. And it's like, how can it be the best looking game you've ever seen when it is graphically downgraded from the predecessor? It's downgraded.
Exactly.
It's not even 4K. It's not, at least Rise of the Tomb Raider on the Xbox was 4K native. This game ain't. So for you, so again, they're lying. That's the lie right there. And it's like, well, it looks better than the PlayStation, okay? But Digital Foundry said it don't run as good. It's got more judder. It's got more screen tearing. So than the PlayStation does.
Since you brought up Tomb Raider, we're going to move into the next topic. Okay, because that was one of the topics. Okay, now, Shadow of the Tomb Raider looks like ass. What I saw, it looks like ass. Now, and I don't mean a good-looking ass like mine. All right, okay. This game looks rough. It really does. Okay. Now, let's start with the fact that this game honestly doesn't even compare to the 2013 reboot. Yeah. Graphically speaking, Rise of the Tomb Raider looked a lot better in my opinion. And then you have the water physics. What did the graphic? I mean, who did the graphics for this game? Seriously, I mean, you don't. It's like mud. It doesn't move, but you hear the water splashing. What the fuck? Come on now. I mean, no, seriously. Anyway, and then you have Xbox, of course, pretend this game is an exclusive. Comparing this game, yeah. And wait a minute, you want to laugh? I got another good laugh for you guys. Okay, this part right here is funny to me. Here we go. Comparing this game against Spider-Man.
Oh,
but not one of them are actually saying the game is not optimized. Not one of them. Okay, this game. Here I go. I'm still laughing. I'm trying not to laugh, okay? Because that's just funny. How could you compare this game to Spider-Man? Seriously, no. Go back and compare it to what I just did. Do the right comparisons, okay? Stop being jackasses. Once again, like you said, Craig, they're crying, they're whining, because whatever. Their ass hurt. Get out the preparation H and do what you got to do. There should be no reason this game runs bad on any platform. Because it doesn't even look like it's pushing any hardware. It really doesn't, in my opinion. From what I saw, it doesn't. Now, keep in mind, this is my opinion on how the game looks. And I'm saying it because I played the other Tomb Raiders. So I have a right to my opinion. And I beat the other Tomb Raiders. So there you go. Okay? And when I see developers being too lazy to program water the right way, you talk about water that doesn't move. It doesn't move like any other Tomb Raiders. It just, you hear the splash sounds, but you don't see movement. Okay. In 2018, and people praising them despite that, it boggles the mind. Okay. It boggles the mind. You went after, these motherfuckers went after Spider-Man when it wasn't even a puddle. This is actual water she's running through, streams and shit. It ain't moving. So if you're going to compare it, do the right comparisons when it comes to water to water. You fucked up over here, so you're a loser. And you praise this over here, so you're still a loser. Wow. They took 2 L's on that one. Anyway, so I will personally try the game if it gets patched. But at this point, it's not even a game on my radar if they don't patch it and fix it up. So, guys, what are your thoughts on what you know about the Tomb Raider?
Well, I don't think I'm going to get it now. I might get it on Black Friday because, I'm playing all the games like Spider-Man, I need to finish Quantum Break on my Xbox.
Yeah.
I got other games in the backlog I need to finish that I haven't freaking touched. So Tomb Raider is like the last thing on my mind. Like I want to finish Spider-Man and work on my backlog of games. And but like I said, like you're saying, you know, this game, I saw the digital finder videos, and I just don't understand like the attention to detail, like things like that, the water. That it doesn't look as the Rise of the Tomb Raider. It doesn't.
No.
Like I don't know what happened, who was in charge of the physics, the graphics. Like I don't know, because how can you go below from the last? It doesn't make no sense. So I don't know, man. I mean, I know. Look, the game could look like that, but I haven't played it. So this is a bad game, but I don't know. It's just kind of, I feel the game is kind of the same thing. I heard that people say it could be a DLC. I heard people saying, you know, and I could it's a bad game. Like I said, I might get it in the future, maybe on Black Friday, but it's not right in my alley right now. It's not on my radar. But again, it's really sad to see, you know, these bots using this game, thinking it's exclusive and saying it's the best version, which it's not. It's PC, and it's just setting an embarrassment. And like I said, doing all this non-profit work, and it's very sad. And like I said, I hope the game can get patched and can get better, fix some stuff that needs to be fixed. So hopefully when I picked it up, I can get a good experience. But like I said, I haven't played the game to see its ass, the story and stuff. But seeing the way I was doing gameplay, it's kind of like remind me on the last one. Kind of look this kind of the same thing. Maybe the story is a little different, but you know, but we'll see. We will see.
Like I said, I just hope they do fix that, because it doesn't look anything like the older Tomb Raiders. We're talking 2018. We're more than halfway through 2018. We're going into 2019. You know, you've got to produce something better than that. You can't go backwards with graphics. You know, you can't go backwards. You got to either stay status quo or at least move forward. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you stay status quo, it won't be too bad, because the other Tomb Raiders look good. So if you stayed status quo, it wouldn't be so bad. Or you can move forward a little bit, but you can't go backwards. You can't go backwards.
You know what they need? I think they need some Naughty Dog help. They need to like call them, man. Look, how can we get again look like The Last of Us 2, like they showed me 3? I think they need to call them.
Yeah, just bring the dogs out.
Yeah.
Bring the dogs out. Woof, woof, woof. Bring the dogs out.
No, but like I said, they were mad. They were mad. Like they were like jealous. You could say that because they called them. It was fake. The gameplay was fake, and which is not. Because it was real. It's not gonna be no downgrade. That's when you have talent. Great talent can make great things, and you see that. Damn, how the fuck this game look like this? And how can we not get a game look like this? Like how, you know, it's just jealousy, and I hope they can learn from what they're doing. Learn. You know what I mean?
Well, I got it. I played the game for about 2.5 hours. Look, it's downgraded graphically from Shadow of the Tomb Raider. That's a reality. There are some now. It does have better lighting and shadowing. With that said, it's a denser game, and it has a Jaguar on there. That's actually the coolest part of the game so far. But at the end of the day, they've done some things differently to the game. The game isn't as good as Uncharted. So, but I don't know why they're comparing it to Spider-Man. It's two different games. I mean, Tomb Raider is a linear game.
That's what I was saying. That's why I was laughing, because they compared it to fucking Spider-Man. The only thing I would compare with Spider-Man when they were talking, like I said, they get double L, is they were talking about water, water physics. Yeah. Other than that, there ain't no comparison.
Yeah, the water. The problem is that during the demo, like when she's in that tsunami or whatever it is, it comes to the shore and everybody's seeing it. You actually can control her in that. but based on what they show, it didn't look like it. It's just like she was getting, like you all said, it's like she was just moving like debris. But but you can move her during that. With that said, however, the physics to it just aren't. It doesn't have a great physics engine. It just versus a game that's similar to it, like an Uncharted. What makes Uncharted stand out are the set pieces and the physics going on around you versus Tomb Raider that's not paying attention to that. But it's not a bad looking game. But yeah, I didn't know people were trying to compare it to being a exclusive game, because when that game compared to when I saw it running on that NVIDIA card, that 2080, and it had ray tracing on it, I'm like, my God, I mean, this is ridiculous with these. This takes a dump on what this looked like. So I don't know if it's because it's a new game and it's a multi-plat game. I don't know. I mean, it's just like them saying that Red Dead is going to be, the definitive version is going to be on the Xbox, and I'm like, the Pro is already 4K. They've already said 4K. What else? There's nowhere else to go except 2160p is the final output, and it's a native output. So, and then the Pro is going to have get more maps and more weapons, more outfits at launch. Just like there's stuff in Far Cry 5 that was on the PlayStation. They still don't have it on the Xbox yet. They still don't have it yet. But like weapons and some of the outfits that your character can get. But they're locked. I mean, you can kind of see them, but they're locked. But some of the things that Tomb Raider does have is, because this is the send-off, is that remember what she looked like with Tomb Raider 1 and 2? They have those avatars in the game. You can actually pick those avatars and use them in the game. So if you want to go back and wax nostalgia and put those pixel characters into your game, you can. Now, for me, I thought that was funny. I'm like, oh, okay, somebody that's a real big fan of this game. This is a nice, with Insomniac, they put a bunch of Easter eggs in for Spider-Man and Spider-Man Geek. Tomb Raider did something similar, but the fact that they're comparing it to, that's terrible. I mean, you got to compare Tomb Raider to like Gears of War, because that game's linear too. So compare it to
Spider-Man. That's what I'm saying. I said like I said, Craig. That's why they took a double L, because they compared it to two different games. But the only thing I could say, if you're going to compare, like I said, I had a problem with the water thing, and they had a problem with the water thing over here. I mean, you take it a double L because one was better than the other. So
well, here's a triple L. What about the quick time? Remember the quick time events they complained about in Spider-Man? Got a shit ton of those, at least in the first 2 hours on Tomb Raider. You got to constantly hit the X to get an action. You got to hit the Y to get an action. You got to hit the B to get an action, which that's what they did in Rise of the Tomb Raider. And again, it was fine. I don't have a problem with it. But if you're going to bitch and moan about it on one game, you have to be consistent. And that's what's getting them their L's. It's just like it's your lack of consistency. If you hated quick time events on Rise of the Tomb Raider, and there was a record of you saying that, and then when Spider-Man came out, you're like, look, I'm not a fan of quick time events. Everybody knows that. And people would say, yeah, you're consistent. Like, I hate puzzles. I hate them on Spider-Man.
I love puzzles. I love puzzles.
Yeah, so I don't want to see a puzzle because it takes me out of the game. And I hated it on Hellblade, and I streamed that, and I was going crazy. And people were laughing at me, but ultimately, but I'm being consistent. I'm not going to say I hated it on Tomb Raider, but I loved it. It's okay on Spider-Man. Yeah. That's when the L comes.
No, you're just not a puzzle person.
I can't stand it. Yeah, it takes me out. If I wanted to do a puzzle, I'll play a puzzle-based game. I won't play, but I knew Tomb Raider because it was they were in in South America, going through the Mayan structures and stuff like that. It would have some kind of puzzles. I knew that. So far, I'm 2 for 2. I hit 2 puzzles and I solved them.
Yeah, but the one thing is, Craig, at least you'll say, I'll play the games, but this is the part I don't like because I'm not a puzzle person. You're man enough to admit that. Me, I like puzzles, so puzzles don't bother me. Like even on Spider-Man when I was helping, and then you got, you fix this. I mean, I did those real quick. I went through like when they put the 3 up, to move shit. I mean, I was done with them in a couple minutes. I mean, it didn't take me that long to do that. like when you had to measure up the bars and shit. I mean, I did it real quick, so I was in and out of there. So it wasn't like it took me a long time. Then I went back out and explored and did my thing, or went back to the main mission. That's part of the mission, though. I mean, actually, to go to the lab and do that stuff. But you're in a lab, you got to realize he's a scientist, so that's going to be part of it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you knew that, and I knew that going in. They're like, "Hey, you play as Peter Parker, you get to work in the lab." I'm like, well, you can ascertain from them saying that you're going to be solving some kind of puzzle. So, and it's just, I don't mind it a little bit, but it's just gotten to the point where Matt's just with this, and then I'm already doing that with the frequency things, the towers. Those are puzzles too, so I've solved them so far, and I solved.
But the thing is, they're not hard.
No, they're not, and that's why I like them. But those other ones, you got to put that here, you got to do this. It's like, oh my gosh, But I just don't care for that.
I bet you couldn't stand a voltage one, could you?
The first voltage one I did. I'm like, oh, this wasn't that bad. It just kind of made the current that one part. That's like stuff that we used to do, like early video games. That was like the centipede or make the mouse go to this part, and you kind of had to build a path for it. But ultimately, there's some of the currents. It's like, well, how come this won't work? Oh, well, it got this little arrow here and it won't go. Then I'm over there trying to flip stuff around. Like, the hell with this. I hit the X and it solves it for you. So I'm like, oh, all right.
But first of all, I didn't even hit an X. I didn't even see an X come up. I solved it myself.
Oh, well, yeah, but like in the settings, like at the beginning of the game, when you're setting it up, it'll say, it says Spider-Man will have puzzles. It says something like that.
Yeah, but
if you want to be able to skip the puzzle, hit, do you want to, yes or no? But yes.
All right, but you know what? That may be depending on what level you played. I played it on amazing.
Yeah, so and I'm on normal. But yeah, I'm gonna go back and play it on amazing.
So it may be the mode you pick as well.
True, you're right. You're right about that.
Because it didn't give me that option. Well, I didn't even look at it. Maybe I just went and played the goddamn game because I like puzzles. So that forget that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I enjoyed the game. Yeah, it's a good one. But yeah, as far as Tomb Raider, it's a downgrade. It is a downgrade. So graphically, but I'm not here to dense. Now they said they did it because of the foliage and the density. And that is turned up 1,000%. It's not a bad looking game. It's just the physics engine on it just isn't as good as you would see with the Sucker Punch game or a Naughty Dog game or something like that. That's the reality. That is the reality. We're spoiled. We play on a superior console. Okay, so we have better developers, that use better technology. So it is what it is. So.
All right, Duncan, I got a remark for you. First of all, I'm not welcoming you to my chat. You can go to hell. But I will welcome Robert McLeod. Okay, listen, I do not belong on BGST. All right, that's first of all. Second of all, I ain't bound down to no motherfucking crap gamer. Second of all right. All right, never ever in my life. And I ain't no Ponyville. I'm in Gamesville. Okay, Gamesville. I play games. So you know what? Take your funky retarded ass. Go suck some more dick over there with your greaseless controller and go away. Go away. Because you ain't going to come in my chat telling me that I need to bow down and crap. What? You must have done lost your mind. Seriously. There is something wrong with you. Bow down and fucking oh, hell no.
I just saw that.
I was going to say he could bow down to me, but you know what? I don't even want him near me, so fuck that shit. Okay. And second of all, I don't think he can bow as big as he is. Okay. And he might split his pants at the same time if he's wearing any. Either that he may shit himself bending over like that. So now, and I do not belong on BGST. I tried that shit in the beginning when I first came to YouTube. I didn't know many people. And you know what? They fucked me over. I found out they were frauds. And I'm not no fraud. So you know what? I was out of there. And I did my own thing. And I got where I am today without frauds. I don't care. And you know what? I guarantee he bots views too. Okay? Because there ain't no way that there are that many retarded motherfuckers in this world following his dumb ass. And if there are, you know what? We need to get Craig, I think you need to get a pill or something, a retard pill, and sell those. Invest in that for me. He's the Messiah. He knows what he's doing. All right. So that's why I went to the Messiah. He knows what he's doing. He's going to have to work something up and get him a pill or something or some cream or whatever to help him out.
Yeah.
But you're a jackass. Don't come in my chat talking about I'm in Poniesville. No, I'm in Gamesville.
I don't know how you buy views.
You actually can. You could bot views too.
Oh yeah. I didn't know. But no,
you can. I've heard other people talking about it on other podcasts where they were accusing other people of doing it and all that. But you got to realize when you go from having 3,000 and in a month also then going up to like 15,000, there's something wrong there.
Oh, I see.
When you jump so fast, so high, you got to watch people's views. Like me, I go up slowly. I may get like 20, 50 in a week or whatever. But when you jump 5,000, 10,000 real quickly, something's up. Something's up. Yeah. Yeah. So I had to tell him that he retard. Oh, so he mad. You know why he mad? Because we gave out L's. That's why. And they got triple L's over there. So he mad now. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I mess with your boyfriend, Crappy? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I mess with your boyfriend? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, and you be just. Oh, so evidently I messed with all your boyfriends, huh? What do you guys have orgies over there or something? Oh, fuck out of here, you dumbass. Rodimus, what's up? Yeah. So with that said, I'm gonna move on to my last topic, but I will open it up in case you guys have something that I didn't discuss yet. Okay. What is going to be Carlos Fernandez, the Xbox? Okay. And the reason I'm doing that is because first of all, he was on my podcast. Okay. And he has a lot of knowledge and stuff. And I just heard some shit that was going down that made no sense. Okay. So I gotta try and I just gotta, it's a way of making the community aware because of what happened to me as well. Okay. So he versus the Xbox. Now, as many of you know, Carlos is part of Ryan's podcast. Okay. Yeah. He has come on mine. He was supposed to be here, but I was supposed to do this earlier this week and he couldn't make it, but it is what it is. I think he has some interesting points when it comes to gaming and also the politics of gaming. Okay. But I also noticed that when he says the smallest thing, and that's why I can relate to this guy. Okay. The smallest little thing, the Xbox community gets ass hurt. Okay. And then they got to call them aside, get some cream. Okay. But anyway, I'm talking about even the bigger Xbox personalities, the bigger ones, okay, have also been affected by this man's opinion, and it's his opinion, to the point they are blocking him, harassing him, giving him pet names, and screen capping him. Okay. I feel like I said, I feel like I can relate to it because I have spoken my mind about Xbox and the Xbox community and gaming in general, and all these fake neutral gamers who call people like me toxic, even though they follow the most toxic YouTuber personalities. I'm gonna tell you one thing: I can't stand a fucking hypocrite. Okay, I can't stand the fact that even if people like me or Carlos or Ryan or even El Matador, Craig and all of us that talk good shit, okay, wanted to debate these dick-sucking, pillow-biting frauds, okay? And if you don't know what that means, look it up, all right? It means they're bending over, biting a pillow while they're getting it, all right? They don't have the balls to show up, or even if they did, you can't educate a wall. Okay, they're like walls. You can't. It's like the old saying. You know, you can't talk to the walls or talk to the wall because nobody's listening. You know what I'm saying? I just saw the other day. This is guys, you're gonna laugh at this shit. This is funny. This is funny as hell. Somebody telling Colt Eastwood, I don't follow those type of people because they're toxic. And I thought to myself, give me a second here because I'm ready to bust out laughing. How the hell are you telling Colt Eastwood this? He's one of the biggest toxic frauds out there. And you're telling it. Oh my God. Seriously, guys, come on. This dick riding in this community has people willing to ignore who's the real problem. Okay? I can't fucking stand this community. I really can't. I really can't, guys. It used to have a lot of fun trolling. It used to be funny. Now it's gotten to the point that I'm wondering if I'd be better off at a psychiatrist on Twitter, being better as a psychiatrist, not going to one, being a psychiatrist on Twitter and on YouTube instead of gaming. We're at the point where people are, allergic to facts. We need to find a pill for that too. So work on that, Craig. Messiah, we're going to pill for people who are allergic to the facts. And I'm talking about the real facts, the truth. I personally enjoyed watching Ryan debate Dealer. I personally loved hearing Dealer backtrack. I love when Ryan caught Dealer in lies. And here comes the damage control, as they always do. Okay? With that said, I do hope Carlos continues exposing these people by simply just sharing his opinion. He don't have to do nothing else. He just has to share his opinion and they come out after him. Okay? Do you guys, I don't know if you guys know Carlos.
Yeah, I know him.
All right. So what are your thoughts on them attacking him and him just stating his opinion and them getting so ass hurt over it?
Well, I think people gotta, all right, look, you have to go back and really understand why they're upset. And they're upset because when the Xbox and the PlayStation, they came out. So there was a bullshit statement by Kaz Harai or whatever, something like that. And he said something about 1080p makes you a better gamer, which is bullshit. It's horseshit. Okay, it's no difference.
I'm sorry.
Go back to PS3, okay? And they said the PS3 was so good that people are gonna go out and get second jobs. I mean, that was horse shit too. So it's just kind of like these guys' job is to say stuff, is to say this kind of stuff. But with the Xbox community, all right, because then Sony starts, they start getting behind in sales, and Sony starts smoking them in sales. They actually believe the only reason why the PlayStation outsold them was because of the whole 1080p thing. Now, El Matador brought up a good game a game that I like myself, Quantum Break. Now, that game didn't sell well on the Xbox platform. That's why the sequel, the spiritual sequel, Control, is multi-plat. That's why it's multi-plat. So,
I'm going to say something, Craig, before you move on. I actually supported that game. I didn't enjoy it, but I supported it.
Yeah, and I'm playing it, and I'm enjoying it, but I like science fiction. So far, to me, I've liked the game so far. But they truly believe that game failed because it was 720p. And it's no, the game failed because you guys didn't go buy it. But at the end of the day, they think because the games, whichever game it was a multi-plat game. Again, everybody
yeah.
That it looked better and played better, whatever, on the PlayStation. So people didn't go out and buy the Xbox. That's what they think. So now here comes the X. The X is supposed to change all that. The Xbox X is coming out and everything's going to change, and people are going to, like D-Back said, people are going to actually leave the PlayStation because the only reason they have it is because it's more powerful. That's a direct quote from D-Back to Dealer Games. So
I'm sorry, Craig, you're cracking me up over here.
Yeah, that's a direct quote. So the Xbox X comes out and it immediately loses NPD. It's immediate. So nothing. Now we're 6 months into it. Nothing has changed. We're coming up on 1 year, and it has not really moved anything. They have a rent-to-own program, and so that's because they have warehouses full of this thing that people aren't buying, and now the multi-plats are coming out, and there are little bitty differences, but there's nothing. They were saying the Xbox is going to do 4K textures and the Pro can't. Okay, then why did Shadow of Mordor or whatever that game is? It got patched with 4K textures on the Pro, and then the game we were just talking about, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, it's been verified. It's got 4K textures on the Pro. So therefore, that blows away that lie. So everything now starts imploding on them, and then they see these games coming out, and part of what they got lied to. Part of the lie was all these games are going to come out and look better on that console, and it hasn't happened. So you have that angst. You have the fact that the Nintendo Switch and the Sony PlayStation doesn't really concentrate on multiplayer, multi-platforming games. And it's the leading, those are the two leading consoles. And the Xbox fans, and you hear what they're saying. All my friends are on Xbox. That's why my default position is F you and F your friends, because you need to go get more friends, But they say, well, there's other things going on. Like my girlfriend's she's a therapist, and she's like, look, she's gonna write a book on them because they've developed a whole lot of codependent habits because they're depressed. There's a lot of depression, undiagnosed depression in the United States. And a lot of these people are codependent. And now Sony is really threatening that. Sony won't do crossplay. Who's bitching about that? The Xbox community. That's the truth. I don't hear the Sony executives coming out weekly bitching about crossplay. I hear the Microsoft executives doing it because that's what they need going forward. So that's why so when Carlos exposes that, when he exposes that, they get mad. So yeah, they're pissed. I mean, like OBJ the Don said, those motherfuckers are just mad. That console didn't perform the way they thought it was going to. It's got a piss poor CPU. It has a decent GPU. Let me make that clear. But for crying out loud, they're bragging about 1080p Forza 4. I mean, if I want to play a 60 FPS driving game, doesn't Forza Motorsports hit 60? Doesn't Gran Turismo hit 60? Doesn't Project Cars hit 60? Okay, you want me to keep going? F1 hit 60? Okay, so
Greg, you can keep going, but don't mean they're going to listen.
Well, my point is that they're defending 1080p 60. Not Gears of War, Metal Gear 5. Came out 2014, something like that. It was 1080p 60, at least on the PlayStation. So a game 5 years later being 1080p 60 isn't something to talk about. It's just not. It's expected. Why isn't it 4K 60 like the other Forza game?
Right.
I mean, it's just so when a guy like a Carlos exposes stuff like that. And you're dealing with somebody who's codependent on other people, who's suffering from depression, and they feel that Sony, they actually feel that Sony is threatening that. They are just getting worked up more and more, and it's going to get worse because Ghost of Tsushima is coming out, Days Gone is coming out, The Last of Us Part 2 is coming out. Project Awakening is coming out. All that is coming. And they just seen Sony just game after game after game. They still have PSX. They still have Paris Gaming Week to do. They still have Tokyo Gaming Show to do. So, and Microsoft is doing greaseless controllers. So it's
you know what? It's not like for those people that are just jacking off. It's for those people who sit there and just eat grease all day long.
Yeah, I mean that's honestly that is the problem. That's why when you see them make stupid statements, it's just like the whole 4K thing. These idiots, they ripped the PlayStation for doing checkerboarding and dynamic 4K back in 2016. back in 27. Now that the Xbox is doing it, they're like, oh, well, oh, it's different. I'm like, no, I had to literally tell somebody how checkerboarding 4K works. I'm like, no, checkerboarding 4K hits 2160p. It has cloned pixels. So instead of the pixel being native, it's cloned. Therefore, it looks like a checkerboard or a chessboard. But it's still, that pixel is still in there. But it's going to be, the closer you get to the screen, you can start seeing the checkerboard. You can see the mathematic actually working. But they thought the Xbox didn't do that until the Nier Automata came out, and it was checkerboarded 4K. That's just what it is. It's a checkerboarded game. And so this other game, Shadow the Tomb Raider, it's not even 4K. It's fake. It's not. It's nowhere. It's in no man's land. So they're having to now deal with the fact that this console isn't doing what people thought it was going to do. First party games. Look, the two driving games are 4K.
Craig, hold on to that for a second. Hold on for a second, because I just want to address some people in the chat real quick. I want to do, because we got a lot more people that popped in here, and I want to shout them out. First of all, General Ape, thank you so much for your comment. He said, no, she doesn't belong on BGST. She tried that. All they did was try to make fun of her and call her names and do all that. She doesn't belong there. And then we got Jakku, Andre, 6K, Ryan, what's up? Samuel, Cyber Dragon, Nitro, Element Zero. Guys, welcome. I know you probably didn't get all the notifications because YouTube is messing up, but I'm glad you made it anyway. Okay, Craig, go ahead and finish up. We had to get those in there.
Well, real quick, I'll just say that Forza 4, because somebody said something in the chat said talk about Forza 4.
All right, go ahead.
Well, it looks like it's Forza 3.5. The dev kit code that we saw at E3 was running on 6.5, 6.6 T flops. This is running on 6. And it doesn't look any different than the other Forza game. I'm not here to say it's not going to. That doesn't mean it's going to be a bad game, But it's no different than Forza Horizon 3. And again, shout out to Playgrounds for getting that free demo, and it was actually a pretty good sized demo. So shout out, and again, as gamers, we ripped developers. We sat here for years saying, "Where are our demos? How come we don't have any demos?" And then when we get the demos, you got people running around saying, "Well, this is dog shit." It's like, damn, if you can't ask for something and get it, then attack it. Then we won't get any more demos.
Craig, that's what they don't realize. That's why it's called a demo. It's not a finished product.
And it's
not finished. It's not finished.
Not fun. And it's a good game. If you like arcade driving games, it's just as good as Ridge Racer. Yeah, I'm showing my age, but Ridge Racer back in the day was the ultimate arcade driving game. You say Ridge Racer and Need for Speed, you have Forza Horizon. That's what Forza Horizon is. It's a hybrid of both those games. So, but ultimately, what they're upset about is that the Xbox X is underperforming. The PlayStation Pro does more than they thought because it's got Vega architecture in it. It's got rapid path math in it. That's why the games look like they do, folks. And they underestimated Sony's first party games. But that's all I got on that. But yeah, Carlos needs to keep. I agree with you, Princess. Carlos needs to keep doing what he's doing. But if he feels like it's getting too hot, and he feels somewhat, like it's getting too stupid or whatever, then he may have to look into doing, backing off of it, because they're going to keep amping up because at this point, Forza, that's it. That's their last.
But you know what, Craig? They were trying to do that to me and trying to get me off of YouTube and doing whatever. I feel that he should, no matter what, stay there and just speak his mind.
Yeah, I agree.
I've spoken to Carlos already. He's he's been on one of the podcasts.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's going to let any of this affect him. I think he's got thick skin. I think he's a strong person, and I think Carlos is going to make it. And no matter what anybody says, I think he's going to do something good in this community. And I hope he does. I hope he sticks, to his guns and just just keep doing what he's doing. Don't let anybody. I don't think he doesn't seem like the type of person that will let anybody discourage him. So I think he's like I said, they tried to do it to me. That's why I can relate to him, and they're doing the same thing to him. And they didn't get me off, and I don't think they're going to do that to Carlos. I think he probably got me the way he talks. I think he's got thicker skin than I do, and I got pretty thick skin. So yeah, so I think he's going to do just fine, and I don't think he's going to change what he's doing, and I don't blame him because he has a right to his opinion. And just like I do, just like you do, Al Matador does, and everybody, Ryan, and all these people in the chat, you know, we all have a right to our opinion. And if nobody likes that, but you know what, then don't listen. Like I said, people can't accept the facts and the truth. We speak the truth, and if we're wrong, we admit it, but we also do research to find out what the actual facts are before we speak on them. That's the thing people don't understand. And like I said before, you know, you call out half these people, like Ryan, Carlos, me, whatever. They don't want to debate you. I mean, Ryan was able to debate Dealer, and he ripped him a new asshole. It is what it is. He ripped him a new one. He needed more than Preparation H. He needed, you know, Johnson & Johnson's bandages and shit because he ripped him so hard. You know what I'm saying? So, but he did. So, but you get what I'm saying? I mean, we need to get more people to speak out like we do. And Carlos is an excellent addition to this. I really feel that. And I really wish I could have done this during the week because he'd have been here because he was waiting. He was hyped for it. He was hyped. And I just couldn't do it because all the shit came up. Now, Matador, I don't know if you know. Do you know Carlos?
Yeah, I'll be hitting him in the chat and everything. I'll talk to him sometimes. Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. But I think we need more people joining us like a Carlos. Come on in. People who want to speak your opinion and speak properly and do the right thing, bring it. The more the merrier, because that's what we need in this community. We need to stop these frauds from being frauds.
Yeah.
On a real note.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We need to stop it. And I wanted to ask, do either of you have some there was something that Bear wanted to bring up. Oh, what was it? It was about Nintendo. Yeah. I don't know if you guys heard this, and if you did, you can. I really wasn't paying attention to news too much this week because, like I said, I was busy, I was crazy, and there was one day I was under the weather. He was talking about Nintendo wanting you to check in once a week, and if your subscription lapsed, like if you didn't pay it on time, or your cloud storage was lost, you had to redo everything over again.
Yes, I saw that.
All right, can you elaborate a little bit more on it for us?
Yeah, the thing is, if you know, like you said, if you don't pay your thing on time, or your cloud save, your save gone. So the thing and the question is, if you don't pay on time, if it's gonna be gone, or if you pay it, let's say I pay it late, right? If my thing's gonna come back, that's the question. So, and also to play the Super Nintendo Classic, which I saw in the red, in order to play those classics, like the Nintendos and all this, right? You gotta be you need to have that subscription. You cannot just go to the Nintendo shop or something to buy it on did you do anything? No, you need to be a member to play those games. And like I said, you need to check in every week for the online and also to play for those games as well. So, and those Joy-Cons, I don't know if you saw the classic Nintendo, you know, the black and gray one, that one. They have some Joy-Cons, the way the controller is, the square one. They have those, right? You need to be a member so you can buy those. You need to be you need to have the subscription to buy those Joy-Cons. Which that's more that's some anti-consumer shit right there. If you ask me.
Yeah, it is. But El Matador, I got a question for you. Don't they realize that Xbox tried that sign in and it failed?
Yeah.
Why
Yo,
are they trying to go this way?
Yeah.
yo, Nintendo. I don't know what the heck is going on. And the thing is, Princess, guess what?
What's
Nintendo,
that?
because Nintendo, they can get away with it, right? Look how they can get away with it. Like, I don't get it. It's like some launch games like Soda. Why I can go to the store and Soda still costs $60, and this game came last year as a launch game. Why this game costs still $60? Why this game is now, let's say,
Nintendo games
$30?
Nintendo games were always like that. They always,
Yeah, that's
no matter, it could be
like
2 years
that.
old. It could be 2 years old, and they still want $60 for it. They've always been that way. It's always Nintendo games are always that way. They very rarely drop prices. Very rarely.
That's stingy as fuck if you ask me. But my opinion about that online, that's just gonna fail. I already can see it in the wall. That's just gonna be a huge L. And Nintendo, I just don't get it. How can they like the messaging that with the phone? Why do I need to use a freaking phone so I can talk to? Like, what the hell's wrong with you?
I don't
Like,
know.
why you cannot put it in the damn freaking in the hardware? Like, for crying out loud, the freaking PS Vita had a freaking party shack. It's a freaking handheld. What is the use?
I know. But see, that's what I'm talking. That's why I brought it up, because Bear wanted to bring it up, and that's why I said let's bring this up, because it was something I didn't write down because I really wasn't paying attention to it, and he gave me the gist of it, and I was like, why are they doing the same thing that Xbox failed at? And like he said the same thing. He said because Nintendo can get away with shit like that. He said because a lot of people who are just hardcore Nintendo people who don't play anywhere else actually he said they're crazy, they're weird. And I said, yeah, they're weird, because you're going to accept that, and you're going to sign in once a week, and if you don't renew your subscription, you're going to lose everything that's in the cloud. What? After all those things that you work for, you're going to lose it. So they're telling you basically you got to stay with us or you're going to lose everything. What?
Wow. Again,
yeah, if you lapse on your subscription, even if it's by a day, you're wiped out of everything.
Yeah.
Now, somebody could be sick. Somebody could go to the hospital. Somebody could do whatever. You know what I'm saying? They could have a family emergency. They could have a work emergency. Anything could happen. There could be a storm and a power dropped in their house. You know, storms and your power's knocked out. How you can't control what goes on in life, and you telling these people that they got to do this or they're going to lose everything?
Yeah.
Well,
Craig, did you hear about this?
Yeah, and I think a storm that goes under an act of God, so that is part of your term of service. But and as far as them, they would probably reactivate it because of a storm, like a tornado or a hurricane.
To reiterate what Craig's saying, he doesn't care because he's got that Ryzen CPU. He doesn't care.
But ultimately, Nintendo at the end of the day is it's a risky move, but the conditioning on the ground has changed, so people are used to doing Amazon. I mean, look, if I order off Amazon, anybody is going to do it. I'm like the last person.
You don't care about it, though. You got that Ryzen CPU. You don't care about it.
Yeah, I don't care about it.
Officially crossed the line. You're over here. That opinion don't matter no more. You don't care.
Well, the Ryzen, it got me. Yeah, that's the way it should be. I mean, it's one of them. It's one of my Xbox X too. So, so I've got 2 Ryzen chips.
I don't know why you got that 580 though. Why you didn't get that race tracing 1070 or 2070?
Craig,
No.
Craig, what do you think about if something came up, you were sick and you forgot to sign up for your subscription, and they say they're going to cancel shit?
Well, again, I think that
and lose everything in the cloud. No, not if you're sick. No, I didn't say storm. I said sick.
I don't know. Yeah,
if you're sick and something happens, or you just lose track of the date. If they didn't give you notifications and you lose track of the date, I mean, usually you pay your bill when you get your bill. Okay, yeah. If they don't tell you when it's happening, which they may not, you can lose everything. That's not right.
What they should do, though, because we just got done talking about this on the RGT, what they should do is at least if you're done, like if let's say your membership is done, you at least get 7 days to renew it. You know what I'm saying, or remove the data that you know that you need from the cloud, and then let the shit in. But for them to abruptly just flip it off, like to cut up a switch, like, oh, it's midnight, you didn't fucking pay your, your whatever, you were done. Yeah, that's dumb.
That's dumb. What else Ryan? What else do you have to add to anything we've been talking about tonight?
I missed a good chunk of it. What else you talking about?
We were talking about Spider-Man. We were talking about Shadow.
Spider-Man is beast. A lot of people are, moist because it's not on their performance. And if you were, let them tell you now, if you're a grown ass man and you legit tweeted at me on Twitter telling me that you were not buying it because of lack of puddles, just letting you know, if I did not reply to you, you were muted or either blocked. So you out there because you're not a gamer to me. And as far as Spider-Man is concerned, again, the game is done ridiculously well. It also got a war, 2-1 in the UK, and it will continue to do well because it's a fucking video game that people want.
Yeah. But Brian, do you realize one thing? People don't even realize that those puddles weren't actually puddles. They were just wet spots that the sun was glaring on. Like the rooftops, they weren't actually puddles.
I mean, listen, you already know how I stand on the puddles.
I know.
You already saw it. You tweeted at it. You tweeted the shit like 9 times. I was like, damn, this one's going ham with this shit. She's on the field day with this debate. She should have going, yo, what did Ryan do with that man's soul? I'm like,
Well, we talked about flexibility and other stuff. I'm like, man.
I'm like, bro, I thought we were talking about puddles. You're talking about my damn rig and shit like that. Come on. We stay on topic.
We also talked about Shadow of the Tomb Raider, how it was not like the other Tomb Raiders, and how we had Xbots comparing it. Wait a minute. Comparing it to Spider-Man.
Yeah, okay. Shout out to Tomb Raider. Now, Eric, like Craig can even tell you, it's been downgraded just from playing the shit.
Yeah, it's downgraded.
It's been downgraded. I said this before when I first saw like the gameplay of it, where that little water section where she's like being pulled through the buildings and shit. And you got to dodge it. I was like, bro, it doesn't look like she's swimming, like she's just floating in the animation. At least with Rise, you look like you were going with the water and you felt like you're panicking. You know what I'm saying? You look like it. As you go through the world again, not much change. It's the exact same thing. It's copy and paste. And for this to be the final one, that clearly just shows they had a lack of respect for this character.
Yeah, that I will agree with as far as the respect thing. It doesn't. They just never gave her a personality.
They continue to use the tagline, become the Tomb Raider. You became the Tomb Raider with the first one.
Yeah.
Then you go with the second one. Oh, become the Tomb Raider. How? You're already the Tomb Raider. This is the third one. This is our final journey. But also, become the Tomb Raider. Like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm not buying this shit.
How many times can you say it though, Ryan?
How many times can you say you're gonna become something and not become it? Like, I don't get it.
I don't know.
I agree with that. But
better off rebooting the series and giving it to somebody who cares.
Yeah. But her personality is just like Miranda Lawson's from Mass Effect 2. This is either or, and they even tried to put that guy Jonah. You could tell, or no, whatever his name is in the game, to kind of be her conscience.
Yes, Jonah.
Yeah, he's trying to. Well, he's acting as her conscience because
y'all see what Digital Foundry said about the eyes though and the emotion. Like they're saying that the eyes look dead every time they talk. They just look
yeah, because she doesn't care. It's either or.
Like no emotions are in the eyes for Rise of the Tomb Raider or for Shadow of the Tomb Raider, guys. Like when she's looking at people, it just looks like she has no emotion in her eyes. It's just dead.
She probably looks like she's looking through you, not at you.
Yeah, not looking
through you.
Yeah. Have you seen the actress that played her? That's exactly the way her eyes look. They just kind of look like, and I'm sure she's a nice person. I mean, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't kick her out of bed unless she wanted to have sex on the floor, but ultimately
Craig, you didn't have to go there now.
But ultimately, they never gave her a personality.
Her story sucked though. Like even with the Rise of the Tomb Raider, like they kept talking about the Prophet. I'm like, okay, Prophet. Oh look, this random guy who keeps showing up at these key moments and this materialized or dematerialized out of nowhere. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, he's not the Prophet. He's not the Prophet.
I didn't figure that out. Somebody actually told me that like a week ago. I'm like,
figured
really?
It out the moment after he like helps you at a certain scene. And he disappeared when she turned around like Batman. I'm like, oh, that's the Prophet.
I didn't even know that. But I was so busy getting overwhelmed.
Any character that disappears like Batman is clearly the damn person that you're looking for.
That's true. I guess I didn't even think about it like that. Somebody said it was fake acting it goes with the fake 4K downgrade. So so it's
One thing, Ryan, we were talking about was Aaron Greenberg's comments when he was talking shit
mean Mike Ybarra or was it Aaron?
No, Aaron.
What did Aaron say? Was it about the cross? What did he say?
Oh, what did he say?
I know Mike Ybarra was not my crossplay.
I gotta remember what he said. He was talking about oh damn.
Yeah, so you got to know. I know Mike Ybarra has been the most active on Twitter.
I think about what he's saying now. It's been a while, and unfortunately, I had a couple drinks. So while we're doing the podcast, so I forgot what I said earlier.
You might as well drop it. Just drop that. Just move on. Just drop that one.
Oh, we were also talking about how somebody I enjoyed being on my podcast, and I know he's on yours, which is Carlos. And how because he states his opinion and knows what the fuck he's talking about, like we do, that they're giving him shit and calling him names, giving him nicknames, and
all this I know
crazy shit.
It's about the Twitter thing, right? It's on Twitter. Yeah, I saw that. Now it's mostly because he called out what's his face, the Best Buy stalker. Called out that dude. That's basically what it's about. If I did not catch on to it, basically Carlos has triggered this man to a point of no return in terms of Twitter. Now, me personally, what I'm saying, I'm enjoying every moment of like my boy Carlos said, bro, I just enjoyed the fire. I'm like, okay, I put my feet up. I'm just watching these tweets. I'm just while enjoying this, but they're literally going at it, over this Twitter beef. That's all it is. The Best Buy stalker. That's what he is. Because answer me this though, if you have 12K subscribers or followers on Twitter, right? How many retweets should your tweets have?
At least triple that.
At least 53, right? At least something like that, right? You should be in the 50s, 80s, right? In terms of retweets and likes, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well,
Tim Dog averages, Tim Dog averages about 2 retweets and 3 likes. So I think we already know where we're going with this in terms of this fool's content and what he does.
But I was also saying that, that from what I've heard from Carlos on my podcast and listened to him on yours, he's not. I get what he's going through because I would
send the link.
You could say, yeah, you can bring him in here. I tried to get him in here, but he was ready all week and I couldn't do it all week. He was gonna be here.
Yeah.
But I was saying that, he reminds me of what I went through, but I could tell he got some thick skin. He ain't gonna let nobody deter him from his thoughts, which is what I like about him. He's like me. You ain't gonna tell me what to think, how to act, how to play my games, what games to buy, what console to buy. And he speaks from his heart when it comes to gaming. And and that's a rare fun. Yeah, that's why I said we need more people. I said that earlier. I think you were listening when I said that we need people like us here and bring in more people like Carlos and like us into this community to make it a better community.
Right.
We need that. And he's an excellent addition to this community. When I was hearing him speak and then when he got on the podcast, I was like, no, this motherfucker needs to come on more often. We need to make him a member over here because he knows his shit and he don't hold back. And that's what I like. I don't like people. I don't want somebody to hold back. And he also doesn't agree with everything I say. He's not an ass kisser, which is another thing I like about him. Right. If he don't, because I say something, he doesn't agree with he may not agree with everything I say. And that's what I like about him. He's not like one of those, oh, yes, a boss. No, I'm on your podcast. Yes, a boss. Yes,
sure, boss. Yeah.
I can't stand that shit. And that's the other thing I liked about him.
Oh, I've seen it, from a dude that used to stop my shit to now being a part of his own thing with it's like, yo, dog, I've had enough of this shit. So I've seen a lot of that. A lot of people put on this front and they act like they're not fans or they act like they have beef with you. Then when you put them on, you give them that spotlight, they act all humbled and like, oh, well, I didn't mean it like that. Like, get the fuck out of here. You meant every word.
There's one thing I can't stand, and I said it before, is a fucking hypocrite.
I can't stand a snake. That's why I can't stand. I can't stand a snake.
Well, listen. People act like snakes. I can't stand it, but I do like snakes, though. I've had them as pets. Oh God. I've had them as pets. I have. My snake used to sleep in my hand until he got sick.
You slept with snakes in your hand?
No, the snake wrapped around my hand and went to sleep right on my thumb.
Oh wow!
He just went to sleep. He was so comfortable. He just went to sleep. Unfortunately, the shop I got him from, he it wasn't a good place, and he was sick. But yeah, I snakes.
So you get those
lizards.
baby type of snakes. You don't like buy like the big python type ones. Right?
No. I've tried to hold one, but it was so big I couldn't hold it, so somebody else held it, and she came up my arm. She was beautiful, and everybody said they never saw a snake blink before, and she just looked at me and she just blinked.
Yeah.
And they said, "Oh, she likes you." She likes you because she's blinking, and they normally don't blink. But yeah, I love reptile. But no, I know what you mean. I don't like somebody, a person that's acting like sleazy and stuff like that. I don't like that shit either. I don't like nobody that tries to act like they're your friend 1 second and stab you in the back next second.
Back. Exactly.
Yeah, in your face. I've had that shit happen, and I just cut people off being on YouTube. I've had people, talk nice to me, and then I find out they're in other people's streams that talk shit about me and talking shit, like boosting them up and then telling them, trying to tell them shit, and come back. And when I called them out, it's, "Oh, I didn't do that." I said, "You know what? Somebody told me you were in that stream. I went and looked it up. You were there. I saw the comments. So how could you tell me?" I screen capped it. Right. How could you tell me you weren't there? And you're doing this shit. No, I fuck you. And then I had friends. I introduced somebody to this person, and they fucking took this. And I told them, I said, "They're a snake in the grass. They're gonna stab you in the back. They're gonna do this." No. Person I don't even talk to anymore because it took them over a year to realize that they were that type of person, and they didn't want to come back and be nice. No, you. I known you how many years? You known him for 3 months, and you doing that? No. I know. And then you want to come back good graces? No, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. I could care less.
I'll say like that. You give me a damn scale.
Yeah. Hey, Princess, I have to jump off here. I got to go get my order ready for my tailgating tomorrow.
Oh, you doing a tailgating tomorrow?
Yeah, well, we're doing it. I'm gonna do it a few more times before it gets too cold. But we have a noon game, so I have to put my order in at Chick-fil-A before 8 o'clock. So,
I thought you were gonna cook.
Yeah, we cooked last week.
You ordered Chick-fil-A. Well, you know what? You gotta, but send me some, all right?
Yeah, we're doing
extra crispy. Extra crispy.
Yeah, we're doing those breakfast.
Yeah, that's crazy. Man.
All right. Well, before you go, do your outro.
Oh, yeah, it's the Messiah of Xbox. Follow me on the Twitter or on my own podcast. Shout out to
the Ryzen CPU. There he is.
Yes, the Ryzen CPU will take me home. It's the profit.
There you go.
Listen, enjoy your tailgating tomorrow, and I know you're gonna enjoy that Chick-fil-A. I know you are.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that'll be fun. It'll be fun. We'll see everybody.
Well, enjoy, and thank you for coming on. And hopefully we're doing it on Tuesday if you can make it.
Yeah, I have to work, but yeah, I'll definitely try to get on.
Okay, sounds good.
And remember,
guys, did I just hear Carlos?
Yeah,
yes,
Captain Marvel trailer.
What's up, Carlos? I thought I heard you in the background there.
Yeah, man. How y'all doing?
Good. I'm sorry. You I don't know if you got the link or not earlier. I know we were supposed to do this during the week. Don't be mad at me, but shit came up and I wasn't feeling good a couple times. So
one thing about Carlos and me, we don't really care about that sort of shit. It's like I understand life interrupts a lot of shit. So
no, but I know he was ready to go. You told me, you were ready to go. So I wanted to just so you know, one of my last subjects was talking about you and how people are fucking with you and all that other shit. And I know how it feels because they did it to me. Yeah. But like I said, I know you got thick skin and probably thicker than mine the way you talked on my last podcast. And mine's pretty thick. So I know they ain't gonna deter you from doing anything.
Oh nah, they not, man. I enjoy being a Twitter troll, man. You gotta understand. I does this for fun and kicks and laughs, shits and giggles. These dudes, they're like the lowest denominator of everything that goes on in life, man. I really could care less about them. I just don't like when they try to, take those antics and try to push a narrative and try to bully people into their own, into their own opinions.
Yeah.
Facts.
The one thing I also said is I like the fact that you're not a yes or boss person.
Oh, no, hell no.
No, I know that because I've seen it on my podcast. You're not that type of person, and that's what I like. That's why I said you're welcome anytime. We also talked about stuff like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Spider-Man?
It's a freaking awesome game, man. What else can you say about it? I mean,
Okay.
I'm enjoying it right now. Like, I'm playing on Spectacular. I'm really taking my time with the game. I'm not even rushing it. I'm enjoying every single aspect of the map of New York City, Manhattan, my hometown, New York City. Like, I'm really enjoying the game. The dynamics of the suits and how they, each affect the actual technicalities of how you strike the enemies. Everything with the game, even the attention to detail with the lore of the game itself, it's beyond comprehension. I mean, Insomniac hit a home run with this game practically.
Yeah, it deserves their highest rated game so far. So
That's why I said earlier in the podcast I gave everybody L's because I said this before it came out. And Carlos, you may have been on that podcast when I did that.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. When I said this is an Insomniac game, you're comparing things that aren't even not. Insomniac is not going to put out shit like that.
yeah,
nah, they're not. They're gonna take their time. I mean, look how they took their time with the Ratchet and Clank series. They actually took their time remastering a game from the PS2 era and actually making it better than what it was before. That tells you a whole lot with how they go into development with these games. It tells you the dedication that they put into making a game what it is, and a game for entertainment, a game that you're gonna feel compelled to play. And that's where the biggest difference is at between most of these guys in the gaming industry, is just attention to detail.
Hey, Robert, to answer your question there, hey, bro, you don't really have to pay for much to be on a podcast, bro. All you need is just a microphone.
Yeah, man, I'm using an iPad with a cheap ass $10 headphone.
You need a microphone, pal. Just get the Blue Yeti and then go on your YouTube and just do your events. There you go. You're
man,
good to go.
Start cutting ass on these Xbox, man. They need to be getting.
That's all you need.
Just make fun of them.
Now, if you want to go my route and get an audio interface, well, yeah, then that's going the other route.
But yeah, man. I mean, Spider-Man, for what it's worth.
Time for a princess to get on my level. Sorry.
Huh? What was that?
You need to get on my level. I platinumed Spider-Man before you. What happened?
I'm taking my time. I beat it on amazing. I'm working.
Nah, I don't know about all that.
Nah.
Oh, let me be on your level. You need to. Now Ron want to come in here all late in the goddamn podcast and troll somebody. You want to troll somebody? Listen, I could be a big troll too, so you ain't got nothing on me. All right, so there you go.
I know.
There you go.
Nah,
I ain't gonna say nothing.
That's why.
For the truth, man.
See, that's why you're here, because y'all know you know you love me. Come on now. You know it. You know it. That's why you're here. You know it. And let me stop.
Funny as hell.
I'm trying to think of what else that we talked about, Carlos. That we talked about Shadow of the Tomb Raider and how Xbox were comparing it to Spider-Man.
I mean, it's up to the point where anything that they come up with to throw a stone is like throwing it up at the moon. You're not gonna reach it. You're never gonna reach it. You're always gonna end up being short. For you to compare a game, a superhero game, to an action adventure game, it's two different genres. Number two, Spider-Man is a much bigger character than Lara Croft ever was to begin with.
Yes.
3, Square Enix has been failing to make a proper Tomb Raider game for 2 years straight now. So it tells you exactly what it is, man. It's not that much to see the differences and where they're at. The only thing that I can say about Tomb Raider, if you're playing it on PC, you're gonna notice the differences graphically between the games and itself with the console iterations. That's where you're gonna see the differences at. But other than that, the game mechanics is the same way as when you was playing the first 2 Tomb Raiders for this gen. It's practically copy and paste. The only thing that they did visually was just amp up the graphics and amp up the visuals, and that's it.
I mean, we're comparing a damn rehashed fucking Tomb Raider game to something that we haven't gotten in like a decade. That's a good ass Spider-Man.
And you know what's so funny though? Like I hate to say this, I wish Eidos comes back out of the woodwork and just take over this IP and do it properly, because they're the originators of the Tomb Raider series.
Facts.
And they deserve all the respect.
Carlos, you guys keep talking. I'll be right back.
All right.
That's facts, though, and they need to come back.
Yeah, man, take over the IP, man. That game is an Eidos game. It was a game that was built by that company. Square Enix, I'm sorry to say this, you guys are not doing it any justice.
And they don't care though. They see money, man. That's all they doing. Like, come on. The last one, Rise of Tomb Raider, had you paying for DLC, which was the fucking mansion.
Come on, man. Like that, it really takes the fun out of the game.
Facts.
I heard people saying that pretty much the game looks like it's like a DLC put in instead of like a brand new game, pretty much.
Well, I mean, you look at it from gameplay wise, mechanic wise, it's literally the exact same thing.
Yeah,
like everything from the way you get around the shit, the world, the pick, everything. Like nothing's really changed. So yeah, that makes sense, and that makes sense in terms of a comparison. It really is the exact same shit.
Yeah, like I would understand. I understand graphical improvements, but along with graphical improvements, try to put a little bit more different, kind of different things to make the game less comparable to the last ones. That's where the differences between each Uncharted game is at. It doesn't feel the same as quite as the other, and that is the reason why Naughty Dog has sold a better action adventure down the line better than what Square Enix has done for the past couple of years.
It's sad. Lost Legacy is basically what Tomb Raider.
I'm back, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, and you notice that Timefall, like the Lost Legacy for Uncharted, that's literally what Tomb Raider should be.
Yup.
Yeah.
They copy some of the Lost Legacy stuff. They copy.
Yeah,
Seeing that she got that rope in, they go into the city and all that. I'm like, dude, they just copy from Lost Legacy.
If you're gonna copy Uncharted, at least throw in the fucking Superman punch that you do when you go down. I mean, what the fuck? Y'all just got
right.
I mean, damn.
Yeah.
But people don't understand that. People just want to be, be in the false of everything. They want to just push the fakeness instead of the truth. Like, just be real about it. The game sucks. It might have scored whatever score, but if you look at the actual user rating, it tells you otherwise. A review for Metacritic is not based only just solely on the reviewers. It is actually rated on the actual user interface, meaning the people that actually play, like us, the gamers, are actually rating this game on Metacritic, and that tells you a lot. If it's doing less than 5 or 6, it's barely not a great game to actually hype up for. Like, for what?
I love how people got triggered over this shit too. Like if you say anything negative about Tomb Raider, you're automatically just being called a hater. It's like, what the fuck, man?
But
I'm not being called over this, bro. Like I mean, on Twitter, I showed my whole entire Tomb Raider collection, like down spanning to the first few that were on the PS1. I've been playing Tomb Raider for years, and quite frankly, the last couple of games that have been coming out from them, they haven't been that much stellar to begin with. A lot of Tomb Raider fans, they're gonna try to paint you the rainbow and say, "Oh, it's the greatest Tomb Raider game ever." But let's base it down. Let's base it down to the actual essentials of the game. The game mechanics are clunky. That's number one. The traversal is like juddery as shit. The best Tomb Raider for this gen, quite frankly, was the last one before this one, because it had the it had the better game mechanics, it had the better traversal, and it actually felt more fluid when she ran around the environment. This one is just like it feels like you're on a fixed camera point. Like you can't really explore the world more than what you can.
Not only that, it was more believable though, because remember you became the Tomb Raider with the first one. You know what I'm saying? You're stranded. You've never been in this situation. You got people dying around you. I mean, come on, that made more sense.
Ryan, you didn't become the Tomb Raider in the first one because it kept telling you in the next one you're gonna become the Tomb Raider.
The first one, I believe you were the Tomb Raider. It's like, oh, let's just repeat the fucking same catchphrase. Like, you know what? Fuck you in this franchise. I ain't buying this shit.
Well, like I said, and I don't know if you guys were in the chat at the time. I said this game is ass, and I don't mean a good ass like mine. It's ass.
I mean,
come on, Carlos. You'll get to know me real good because I'm crazy. And I speak my mind just like you guys do. That's why I hang with you guys and I listen to you guys and I bring you on my podcast because we speak the truth and we speak from our hearts when it comes to being a gamer. We don't sugarcoat shit, and that's why people hate us because we don't sugarcoat. They like I said earlier, they need to develop a pill for. I told Craig to work on it. Since he's in touch with Johnson & Johnson and shit for the tampons and Preparation H and all that. I told them they need to make a pill because people are allergic to the truth.
They are.
I saw a motherfucker talk all this shit about PlayStation. What did he say? He talked all this shit about Spider-Man, but as soon as Tomb Raider was getting slandered, yeah, I kind of wish everybody come together. Like, shut your dick riding ass. So you just say that because it's on your Xbox.
You know what's so funny though? Like, and I saw one of the
wait. Before you go, Carlos, you got to add to that though, Ryan. I got a better one for you. It's dick riding, pillow biting.
Oh my god!
Oh god!
And you know what that means?
Oh my god! Oh man!
I said that earlier on the podcast.
Oh god!
Because that's what they are.
Somebody just put a censor on this show.
No, it is rated R. It is rated. I make sure it's rated R so that I don't get in trouble with YouTube.
And the funny part about it,
I got a story to tell you about that too. And I knew Carlos know exactly what I'm talking about, but oh Lord. Now tell me, right, Carl?
We're just gonna leave it at that point, right?
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it ambiguous because you know what I'm talking about.
No, I get the idea. I get the idea. It's good. Oh, by the way, if Duncan, if you came in here with a sock account, I want to let you know I didn't get a chance to address this before because I had my peeps come on the show, so fuck you. But I'm gonna address it now. You said everybody. I did say people have a right to their opinion when I was talking about Carlos and people who speak the right thing. But when you're a fraud's opinions don't count because you're a fraud. So your opinion is fraudulent, so it don't count. So no, you don't have a right to your opinion. So go away.
I mean, well, no, I'll do this. I'll let him have something, right? Okay. A fraud can have an opinion, right? But we just won't give a shit about it. There you go.
All right, right.
I won't give a shit about it because if I go to a damn video tile that says Megaton News and I click on it and you're talking about fucking packaging for a fucking Xbox, yeah. I don't want to hear nothing about you. I don't hear shit about you.
Or talking about game features, Xbox on, bro. Nobody cares about if you could.
I'm like, dog, wasn't Xbox on at the start of this gen?
Yeah, it was. But you know what the problem is? Dude, that just goes to show you how lazy, if they want that, how lazy, fat, and retarded these motherfuckers are. Oh, it's like you got to buy a lamp, clap on, clap off. They still sell.
I mean, more
turn on the goddamn thing.
Clap off, clap on, clap off. The clap, like, come on, man. It's like
get your lazy ass up and turn it on.
Yeah,
no, you remember when you hit the damn Kinect was like legit, like required, like you had to use your face and all that, then had to gather
I didn't do
data.
That. No,
Let me tell you something. To the morons that defended that, they now look stupid because they're about to get their wish anyway with the new Xbox. They're about to do this. They're about to get their wish.
I had never, when I heard they were doing it, I never put up my Kinect. I said,
you ain't smash that damn thing to pieces if I saw some shit like that.
You ain't getting scanning me for nothing. I said, because they also said it was to show when you play the game, like your pulse and everything playing the game. No, you don't realize when I play a fighting game, especially if it's a certain time after I come home from work or I'm out doing shit and people piss me off, my adrenaline's running. I'm thinking of them and fucking them up. It has nothing to do with my adrenaline for the game. So you cannot do that with somebody. I could be playing the game to get my mind over shit like I did when my mom was real sick and I never thought she was coming home.
Right.
And I you know, my adrenaline is different. My feelings are different. It had nothing to do with the game. I just used the game to get my mind after the hospital out of that state.
Right.
So you cannot judge that. And then you want to put little cameras in there. Well, listen, what if somebody want to sit there and play a game in their drawers or butt ass naked? You gonna watch that shit?
Oh no, we're not doing that.
No, to me that's just some nasty ass motherfucker.
I can understand and like, you know, Xbox damn what was that shit called? The customer service is watching these videos going over like yeah, that's what I want to see. Like, come on.
But you get what I'm saying. Who's gonna let you? That's invasion of privacy. That's what I said. No, you ain't doing that shit. You ain't doing that shit. Just like
would you at least let them get away with the dolls then?
Fuck that shit. That's corny. Corny as a motherfucker. But I know those Xbox, they're buying those dolls. They're probably fucking them at the same time. That's why they need those greaseless controllers.
Oh Lord, fucked up. That's fucked up.
Wait,
that's crazy.
But, Brian, am I lying or not?
Nah, you ain't.
Hey, there's some
you
dudes
do spend
that got some
more time
fetishes.
on the internet than they do outside. So yeah, I do agree. I do believe it. So.
Bro, they spend more time watching Netflix and chill movies than they do gaming, bro. Plain and simple.
I mean, my man said I bought my Xbox, or you know, is it wrong that I'm buying, you know, movies and advertising on my Xbox? I'm like, yeah, it's a fucking gaming console. So yes.
I mean, it's if it's a gaming console, it's a gaming console. I don't want a multimedia device.
Why are we talking about movies?
I don't mind if it has multi stuff on it. Don't get me wrong. It's a gaming console, but if you're done for the night in gaming and you just want to relax and see something, that's fine. But when you're using it other than gaming, but it was meant for gaming, and you call yourself a gamer, you're a fucking idiot. You're not a gamer.
But
you're not a gamer. And I'm not buying. I could just go buy fucking if I want to do all that shit, I could just go buy cable and do all that shit.
Yep, pretty much. You got smart TVs that do multimedia based services. So you really don't need a console to do it for you. You have Roku, you have Amazon Fire Stick, you have the Chromecast, you have so many different devices that do so many similar things to what the other device does.
The new Xbox might be a damn Fire Stick.
It might, bro. Like
the way it's looking, like, you know what I'm saying? They're talking about a small, compact device that could be a fucking Fire Stick. You just plug in your fucking TV.
Bro, I had an open debate discussion with my my little brother-in-law the other day, and he was practically, you know, saying that if Xbox was to utilize the emphasis of a stream console, right, to perfect it to the point that it would actually outsell the PlayStation 5.
Oh Lord.
He was practically, and then I told him, but you're basing that on that analogy. I'm basing it on
nothing
this.
Touching that. Like the only way the PS5 can fuck up is if Sony fucks up like Microsoft.
And that's what I told him. Like, how is Xbox gonna catch up to Sony when they have already lost so much?
They can't, Carlos. They can't. Here's another subject we talked about, Carlos. You jump in on if you want. Was Nintendo trying to do the check-in shit every week that you gotta check in. They also said that if your subscription lapsed, and I know you guys had talked about this, but for people who didn't hear your podcast, if the subscription lapsed, they were gonna, you lost everything in the cloud and all that without giving you like a 7-day time to get it going or whatever. What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are as this: Nintendo could find a nice shiniest pole and shove it up there. You know what?
Hey, Carlos.
No, listen, Carlos. say it. Tell them to shut up their ass because guess what? This is not rated PG. This is rated R. So
yeah, like it doesn't make no sense. Why are you trying to limit myself from buying games or even doing anything that I want with the items that I purchase? Now, if it's based on that those games are not going to be anywhere purchasable to my account and that I cannot use them, then that's a different scenario. But if I'm actually going to pay for these games and I'm actually paying for the service, that shit is not looking good, man. It really isn't. That's being more anti-consumer than pro-consumer in my eyes.
No, but Carlos, you know who's going to damage control that? You know who I'm talking about.
Of course, you're gonna have the MP, bro. All the Nintendo simps. Your boy,
Black Baron.
Yeah.
Yo, let me tell you something. That's like that. I'll tell you right now.
Go ahead, go for it.
As someone who's a wrestling fan, that motherfucker makes me not ever want to become a wrestler. I'm telling you right now. The amount of chair shots this motherfucker might have taken over his career. Oh my god, shit.
That's why I call him the chair shot king, man, because he takes him in the head. All the L's that he has.
No, y'all don't. You're not giving him going. This motherfucker said the Switch is capable of race tracing.
Wait.
Capable of what?
Ray tracing?
He said the damn Switch is capable of ray tracing, Carlos.
Where?
Yeah.
Where with that weak ass Nvidia GPU that it has in there?
I don't
that
know
old ass
talking about.
Nvidia chip that's in there, that shit.
I'm like, dog, if it was capable of ray tracing, then it should be running Doom at fucking 30 frames.
No,
bro, that's an old ass Tegra chip that was used in a fucking tablet. It does not utilize ray tracing. It doesn't even utilize fucking Pascal.
I will say this too, though. When it comes to Nintendo products, the only thing I want to stop when Nintendo does is to fucking stop the fucking the damage control. Like when a game runs like shit on there or whatever, they go, "Oh, it's portable."
Runs like shit. That's it.
Who cares about the portability, nigga? It runs like shit. You're paying $80.
It runs like shit. It runs like shit. And then you know what's the funny part about Baron? And yo, Baron, I hope you're listening. If you are. You are a bum at Paladins, bro. You're over here saying that you're a Nintendo god when you got a double kill in Paladins. Bro, try to get a pentakill. Try to get a quad kill. Then you can come holler at me. That's when you go beast mode on Paladins.
Carlos, listen to this shit. Man. This motherfucker, first of all, he a fake ass wrestler. He can't wrestle. That's first of all. Second of all,
did you see his tweet when he lost the title? He's like, "Yo, at that moment, I went home and I realized I wasn't champion." I'm like, who the fuck cares?
Exactly. But not only that, this motherfucker, people bet him shit. He hasn't even paid up yet.
Exactly.
Yeah, because he's a double down.
No, you know what he is? He's one of those musty ass motherfuckers that live in the basement, or a mothball motherfucker that lives in the attic.
Oh shit! You trying to make me go back to my reference to the movie that who was it? Mickey Rourke did as the wrestler.
Mickey Rourke can wrestle though. That's the thing. You got it mixed up. That's messed up.
No. But
Mickey Rourke can wrestle.
No. Mickey Rourke could do a lot of things, man. He was an ex-boxer. He did a lot of things, but comparable to the role and how he was living out of his fucking van, that was just bad, bro. That was. Yeah. I felt kind of bad for Ricky Rourke, man.
No, but my thing is I refer to these people that talk all the shit as basement dwellers because they live in mommy or grandma's basement, grown ass man, or they live in the attic and either they smell like mold or they smell like mothballs. Either one, but that's what they do. They're grown ass men who try to act like they're knowledgeable when they're dumb. First of all, if you're a grown ass man, you shouldn't be living in anybody's home but your own.
Yep.
Just like if you're a grown ass woman, you shouldn't be living in anybody else's home unless it's your own, or if you're with a man and and it's both yours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the thing is about him also that he damage controls so much about Nintendo that anything that Nintendo does, like this online thing, he's gonna find ways to damage control it. It's like, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And then blaming the third parties because they don't want to port games to the Switch, which they know the Switch is too weak. They cannot run games like that. And he said, "Oh, it's not Nintendo's fault. it's the EA and the third party. They don't want to do it. They're lazy and all this shit.
Nah, it's not about being lazy. First of all, Baron, let me hit you with a little bit of programming knowledge. Number one, when you're porting a game, you actually have to downscale the game to the resolution that is needed to be run at that performance level.
Mhm.
If the hardware, meaning the Switch or any of its internal components, cannot handle those parameters, therefore the game cannot run on that system. That's just the basis input of basic programming. You have to meet a certain requirement. It's just the same thing with the phones and tablets. You cannot play a 2018 PUBG ported game onto a Android 2.3 Gingerbread because it doesn't meet the requirements spec-wise and hardware-wise.
Yeah.
So these dudes, they like I get so. That's why I cut ass on them every time when I see them on the multiplayer podcast with your boy Zaire. Like I cut ass, I throw jokes at them because they're so comically like retarded when it comes to actual gaming knowledge. They
Exactly.
think that they know, but guess what? There's somebody there that knows more than you, and I happen to be that person. I know more or less the inner workings of most of these games because why? I study them. I go into forums. I read other people's opinions. I actually look at what the developers do as well. And this is how you gain knowledge. But you trying to yell over the mic while you're having a debate doesn't make you the person, doesn't make it right. And it doesn't make you the adequate person to say that you are in the right either way because you're just yelling over a freaking mic.
Yes. And the thing is, he hates Sony so much, yo. He hates it.
But he
damn
hates
it, about go to Tsushima, that it's gonna look that it doesn't look good at all. Like, yo, it's just trashing. So it's like, dude, look, and then that guy I just laugh when in the multiplayer podcast, I just laugh and just throwing shots at him too. I'm like, you know what you're talking about? You damage control for Nintendo, doing like you know better that these games can now run in the Switch. It's not because the publishers, third party, don't want to put it. Like, yo, the Switch is selling. They want to put it. They would like to put it in the Switch, but the freaking thing can't handle the dang game. So stop damage controlling.
Yo, he's always gonna be trying to find the longest straw in the bunch, and he's gonna try to prolong it as much as he can. But guess what, Baron? I can read through all that bullshit. You can yell as much as you want. You can cut ass as much as you want. Facts are facts. The Nintendo Switch, it is a great portable console for what it's in its market.
Mm-hmm.
As an overall console, it is weak hardware. The Wii U is actually stronger than the freaking Nintendo Switch. That's the sad part about it. The internal components in the Wii U are actually better than the Nintendo Switch. But people don't get that. People think that just because you're a fanboy, you're always going to try to push the narrative of that I know more than the next person. No, you're not. If you're a fan of gaming, you got to know exactly what you're talking about and why are the reasons behind the things that you're talking about. Not just say, oh, I think it's because it is. No, it's not because you think. It's because I know this, that, and the third, and that works this way because this component helps this component to do this in correlation to how the game is going to be put. But these dudes...
Wait, I got something to say. I'm back. I think Black Baron didn't like what I said, and he hacked my shit and knocked me the fuck out my goddamn shit.
Wow.
Because when I was talking that shit about people living in basements and all, he must have got ass hurt and knocked me the fuck out because it hit home. So he must be a mothball smelling motherfucker or a musty ass smelling motherfucker because all of a sudden when I said that, all of a sudden I'm gone.
I mean, the guy got ridiculed in the back in 2013 on a live show, and they told the dude told him, "Don't touch me. You're getting too close. You got hot, musty breath, man. Like, my man, sit down."
I told you, musty. All right, so he's from the basement. All right.
Yeah, poor Baron. But hey, what can you do, man? That's one of those
Nah,
people
they
out
just
there for.
nah. We just gotta let them eat a little bit. That's all. But
Yeah, yeah.
facts are facts. Yes, Nintendo's selling well right now because it's the most affordable out of the three in terms of pricing. But
Mm-hmm.
as far as performance, as far as everything else goes, it's still the underpowered console out of all the three.
Yeah,
Regardless,
yeah. Yeah, like I have the Switch. I only play for the exclusives. That's it. Like, well, the ones that I'm interested. I don't play every freaking Nintendo exclusive. Like, now I play
nah,
like Vendetta, like Smash,
yeah.
and Metro. Those games. Like, but that's it. I will not play like Wolfenstein or whatever third party game will come to. I will not play on that thing. That shit will look horrible,
Me,
horrible.
I'm looking forward. To tell you the truth, honestly, I'm looking forward for the next Metroid. I'm looking forward for the next
Oh, I would love a new
whatever in
Metroid.
house,
Yeah. Hey,
whatever
Yeah,
in
guys,
house.
I'm
that would be
head
cool.
on out of here, but I appreciate them. But I'll see you later.
All right,
Hey, take it
all
easy,
right,
my
Ryan,
brother.
do your outro.
Oh, Ryan the Professional. You guys check me on YouTube, Ryan the Professional, and on Twitter at Ryan the Pro 55. Yeah, have a good one. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the show, and y'all be blessed. Later.
Man, take it
Take
easy, bro.
it, man.
Well, guys, what I'm gonna do is because we've been going on for it's like pushing 8 o'clock, and I started this at like 5:15. Um,
Whoa.
yeah, we had a good show.
Yeah.
Carlos, I'm glad you joined. Thank you very much.
Anytime,
And
anytime.
I'm sorry. Listen, like I said, I'm working for this. I'm trying to keep it on Tuesdays, but this week a lot of shit went down. All right.
Nah, don't
And
worry about it. Don't worry about that.
but like I said, with here we go with that shit again. You're welcome to be a permanent member if you want on Tuesdays, if you can make it.
Nah, I'm
All
okay.
right.
Hey, I mean, I really, really don't do much on Tuesdays as it is. I'm just sitting behind the desk, looking at videos, and paying attention to what I do. I multitask, but most of the times I'm barely doing anything. So, hey, thank you
All
for the
right.
invite, and I'll gladly join.
All right. Okay. So, with that being said, guys, listen, I'm gonna try to do the next Here We Go with that shit again on Tuesday, as long as no bullshit goes down. All right. Look forward to it. Before you guys go, hit that like button. Also, check out everybody that's been on this podcast. Please check out this stuff. Okay. And if you don't, and you don't give this a thumbs up, you're gonna get a cyber whooping from me. But you're gonna do it, and you know why? Cause you all love me. We're out of here. Later.
Deuces.
Adios.